You can find it tucked away in a back parking lot in low 5 Points. An Atlanta icon, ever-changing, always interesting. The Krog Street Tunnel is full of artwork from some pretty eclectic Atlanta artists.
Yeah, all we feel is good vibe with it. It's a good time. We don't worry about the hate. We just pass it to the side.
There's graffiti, community messages, concert announcements. You really never know what you're gonna get here, and that's what makes it so special. You can find it between Cabbagetown and Inman Park. If you've never checked it out, it's a must-see. There are hundreds of works of art along the Beltline. I'm talking murals, sculptures, photography. This beautiful mural was created by the artist Hints. It's 100 feet long, and even though it was created in 2014, it still remains very popular to musicians and photographers alike. You can find it on the East Side Trail under Virginia Avenue. So let me know what you think. It doesn't have to be street art. Maybe your favorite spot is down the street from your home or a great view. Connect with me on Facebook and Instagram and share your favorite Instagram spots in Atlanta. And come hang out with me on Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been?
It looks like fun.
They are fun.
And they're convenient.
But they're being dumped everywhere.
5,000 scooters at one time active throughout the city. I enjoy them myself. They're fun. There's got to be some regulations.
I just feel like we have to evolve with it.
Tonight on Primetime, paying for a role. Filmmakers offering aspiring actors a chance to be on the screen so long as they pay up. We're going to break down whether it's illegal or just unethical. And new details in a 30-year-old murder case, why a judge is now upholding the defendant's conviction. We're going to begin tonight, folks, with marijuana, pills, and a stolen gun. That's just part of what authorities found after a traffic stop in Rockdale County. That is our top story tonight, folks. That's what we're talking about. 11Alive's Elwin Lopez joins us now. And Elwin, this was a pretty big bust.
Yeah, that's right, Ron. And Rockdale County Sheriff's Office posted a photo of this showing exactly what was found there. In that Rockdale County Sheriff's Office Facebook post, authorities say a traffic stop led them to finding 2 pounds of marijuana, a stolen gun, ecstasy, and Xanax pills, as well as edibles. Now, the post says the traffic stop was made close to Johnson Park in Conyers, and at this point, we don't know why the driver was initially pulled over, and it's still unclear at this time whether all of this was in plain view inside of a car, and we are also asking who the gun belonged to and how many arrests were made in connection to this bust. We also hope to learn about what led to that traffic stop and whether there was a search warrant involved. Now, that Facebook post has already been shared 70 times, and we, of course, will keep you posted on any new details in the upcoming hours on 11Alive and on 11alive.com. Ron?
Okay, thanks a lot, Elwin. You know, the search continues for 2 young men who allegedly shot and tried to rob a Macy's worker in the parking lot at the Lenox Square Mall. This all took place at one of the busiest times of the year, one of the busiest shopping days. Police say security cameras caught the suspects running away on Saturday, possibly headed toward the MARTA train station on Lenox Road. The victims told police that she was walking to her car in the parking deck around noon. This is broad daylight when 2 young men with a gun demanded her keys. One shot her in the stomach and then ran and took off. The good news here, the victim is already out of the hospital, and police say they were able to quickly identify the suspects thanks to hundreds of cameras in that area.
We have a combination of private and APD security cameras that are tied into our video integration center that we're able to look at. So that's a force multiplier for us when we're able to get video evidence.
All right, coming up at 9 o'clock, we're going to hear from one of the eyewitnesses of that shooting. Plus, we're taking a closer look at crime trends since Lenox Square Mall and Phipps Plaza linked their private cameras to the police department's video monitoring system.
Well, we're talking about the rain, and it is still coming around that area of low pressure that is to our southeast here, off the coast of Savannah and Brunswick. So we're still seeing the showers work their way on in. most of them light. A lot of drizzle, a lot of fog out there this evening as well as it wraps around that area of low pressure. So I'm meteorologist Samantha Moore, one of your 11 Alive storm trackers. We've been busy tracking all this rain, some spots picking up well over 2 inches from this very slow moving system. It's been a slow and persistent rain. Haven't had any thunderstorms or severe storms or anything like that. We did have some gusty winds up around 40 miles per hour that took trees down last night and caused some widespread power outages. But now we're just dealing with the drizzle and the fog that's out there. So as far as your Monday night, rain will be on the decrease. It's still going to be gusting up to around 20 miles per hour at times, the winds that is, and the rain will be ending as we head into the early morning hours and overnight tonight. Tuesday morning, Christmas Eve morning, it'll still be a little breezy at times, but in wind protected spots we could have some dense fog early on. So be careful driving, but then it'll be clearing out by mid-morning and then a mostly sunny day for our Christmas Eve day. So Christmas Eve itself, as many people will be out on the town going to services, partly cloudy, temperatures very mild. You won't need to bundle up. It'll be calm with temperatures near 60 degrees during the evening hours. So coming up, we'll go hour by hour and let you know when to expect the rain to move out and what you can expect for your entire Christmas holiday.
All right, Sam, we'll see you in a couple of minutes. You know, topping our speed feed tonight, there will be no charges in the fatal gas station shooting in DeKalb County. This is what we know. It took place at a Texaco on Grisham Road Saturday night. Police say a man was selling cologne from his car at the gas station when Brian Jackson Sweeney approached him. The man told police that he saw Jackson Sweeney had a gun, so he grabbed his own, and the two then got into a struggle over that weapon. It went off, and Jackson Sweeney was killed. Police are still looking for 2 other men who were with Jackson Sweeney. A DeKalb County grand jury has now indicted 24 people in a massive child predator sting during the Super Bowl. The defendants range in age from 20 to 55 years old, and they worked in a variety of fields from rideshare drivers to construction workers and grocery store clerks. And they were all arrested after allegedly attempting to meet up with underage children for sex. And Atlanta police are searching for the drivers behind this viral video taking place at the intersection of Spring Street and Ponce de Leon in Midtown, not far from the Fox Theater. And you can see the cars doing donuts in the middle of the street in front of a huge crowd of people. Now, we reached out to APD. They say this is obviously illegal, and they're trying to identify the drivers. If you saw anything, police want to hear from you. Today, Governor Brian Kemp is getting a first look at the damage and repairs underway at Grady Hospital after a 24-inch pipe burst. The damage was really extensive, a big issue since the hospital was one of only a few level 1 trauma centers in metro Atlanta and is putting stress on other nearby hospitals as some patients are diverted from Grady. 11 Alive's Naeem Abdullahi had a chance to catch up with the governor to see how the repairs are going.
Governor Brian Kemp says it was very important to come here to Grady Memorial Hospital to look at the damage firsthand as they continue to put more resources into fixing this critical issue. We're getting a look inside the 30-bed mobile hospital unit brought into Grady to take in more patients, considering about 220 patient beds were damaged in the flooding on December 7th. Governor Kemp toured the hospital Monday to assess the damage. Just 2 weeks ago, the Level 1 Trauma Center was forced to divert incoming patients and transfer some existing patients after the pipe burst, impacting 3 floors and causing Governor Kemp to declare a state of emergency. The governor says local help has played a big part. Nearby hospitals taking in Grady patients, Georgia Power chipped in with generators, and Home Depot helped to dry out the hospital. Governor Kemp says they'll continue to keep a close eye on the progress.
I didn't have to understand what the damage was going to be like. I knew. You know, if you pour a gallon of water out on the floor, it's a lot. So water coming out of a 24-inch water main literally destroys streets when it happens underground. So, you know, the damage is severe as you can imagine, but they are on top of it. But they have a lot of mitigation to do before you can start the construction back to make sure that there are no lingering effects.
We're told it will take up to 3 months to complete all the repairs. This is the governor's first visit to the hospital since the flooding, and he says he's amazed at the progress.
That was Nima Abdullahi reporting for us tonight. Pay to be in my film or don't get this job. Some independent filmmakers are forcing aspiring actors to fork over hundreds, even thousands of dollars to be in their film. 11Alive's Deborah Tuff has more on this tactic, which isn't necessarily illegal, but some consider immoral.
That's right. You know what? With Atlanta's billion-dollar booming film industry, you have those who want in and willing to do what they have to do to make that happen. But what they may not know, according to one longtime insider, they're being taken advantage of.
A lot of independent films are doing it.
This director and actor didn't want to show his face because the independent film circuit is so small.
Most major films that I've known of, after years of being in the industry, they don't do stuff like that.
That stuff make actors pay to play by being a lead in the film. The actor says he's been approached several times.
Nah, I'm good. Most of the people I've encountered was the people who don't know much about the film industry and really want a big break. And they're willing to do anything to do it.
Like fork out $100 per lead or $500 a lead. The sales pitch, stardom.
They give you all these promises, oh, it's going to be big, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, and it don't work like that.
The decades-long actor says usually the film fizzles and the unsuspecting victim out of their hard-earned cash.
The money that you spend to be on set, you can spend less than that to pay somebody to go through their actors class, and a lot of times they have showcases and stuff, and they have the big wigs out there, and you might get picked up.
When I spoke to Commissioner Lee Thomas with the Georgia Film, Music, and Digital Entertainment Office about this play-to-play scam, she shook her head in disbelief, saying, no, that's not right. She advised folks to go to the Georgia Economic Development website. There you can find info on legit films in the state, casting calls from companies like Extra Casting Atlanta, workshops, even networking events. A link is on 11alive.com.
All right, Deborah, thanks a lot. Coming up after the break, a tragic end for a local couple traveling in New Zealand. What a friend is now saying about the Stone Mountain woman who died after a volcano erupted. And he's worked with some of the hottest musicians in the game, and now the Atlanta native finds himself in the spotlight. Next, we're going to tell you how Zaytoven's story of service all stems from his mom. And don't forget, folks, we are streaming right now on our 11Alive YouTube channel. Subscribe and join that conversation in the community section. We've got more 11Alive news, prime time, after the break.
But like it is.
Bringing us together to act.
Together our voices grow. Together we come alive. Amplifying voices and breaking down barriers to change the story and shape the future. Together we are unstoppable. Together we are where Atlanta speaks.
Remember the old days, the old cliffhangers when we used to watch shows?
Hey,
and they
cliffhangers.
would, you know, they would wait the next week. You were, oh, what's going to happen to the $6 million man? He was hanging with his one bionic arm.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
Atlanta. Almost 6 million people call the Metro home. But what makes this place so great? I'm 11Alive's Chesley McNeil. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why Atlanta is the best city in America. Come on, man. It's the heart of the South. And it's one of the most diverse cities around. People from all walks of life have come here and made it home. From different backgrounds, languages, and religions. And who can forget about the food? They all make this a cultural melting pot, full of great people and Southern hospitality. Atlanta's rich history is unmatched, known as the cradle of the civil rights movement for good reason. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Andrew Young, John Lewis, they all fought in the struggle for equal rights right here. Businesses on Sweet Auburn Avenue, local black churches, and college students from Atlanta all helped shape the future of America. Once an Olympic city, Atlanta's home to the best sports scene across the nation. Hey look, the South has something to say. You won't find more passionate fans anywhere. From the Atlanta Braves home run king, my man Hank Aaron, to the human highlight film Hawks' Dominique Wilkins, some of the greatest athletes have come through Atlanta. We're talking the Falcons.
All right, welcome back, everyone. A tragic turn for a Stone Mountain woman injured by an erupting volcano in New Zealand. A family friend tells 11Alive she died this weekend in the hospital. Her husband is still recovering from that horrific blast. 11Alive Shanu spoke with a family friend.
It's kind of tough. Yeah, it is tough.
It hasn't been easy for Roger De Silva to see pictures of his friends, Mayuri and Pratap Singh, who go by Mary and Paul, Both were injured while on vacation in New Zealand about 2 weeks ago when a volcano erupted. But on Sunday, De Silva got an update he feared.
70% of her body was burnt. And today I got the bad news that she passed away this morning.
He says Mary died from her injuries while Paul is still recovering from surgeries and skin grafting procedures after 40% of his body was burned.
40% of your body is a lot, but Paul has a strong heart. I think he's going to make it. He's going to make through this.
He says it's not just him who's pulling for Paul right now, but a whole community of people who he's gotten to know through his many businesses.
He donated so many charities. I mean, Paul came to this country. He told me stories. He came to this country with a nickel and a dime.
If he recovers, De Silva says Paul's life will never be the same.
Just hope that he comes out and he's okay. He's never going to be okay. I know he's never going to be okay.
De Silva says now is the time for others to extend a helping hand to Paul and his kids.
That was Shanu Hurd reporting for us tonight. You know, at least 17 people have died from the eruption and more than a dozen were injured. Well, the relenting rain causing flooding issues in some of the areas in metro Atlanta. This is a video from Bill Honea, one of our 11Alive storm trackers. And what you're looking at here is Red Oak Creek in Meriwether County. The rain did let up today. Samantha, if we can't get a white Christmas, are we going to have a dry one at least?
Yeah, I think the floodwaters will definitely subside as we head into the overnight hours. And through tomorrow, we should see improving conditions. But still, we have several hours of dealing with the drizzle, the showery conditions, the fog that's out there at the moment. So the radar is picking up on some light rain moving right into Athens at the moment, down 85 and 985 and right across Midtown as well. So it's moving from a different direction than it did last night. Last night we were tracking it from the south to the north. Today from the northeast to the southwest as that area of low pressure has moved off to the east now. So it'll continue bringing in some moisture, particularly here in Meriwether County, where you just saw that video come from, Troup County, Coweta County, where it's coming down pretty good right now, and in and across South Georgia as well. And it's all associated with that area of low pressure, bringing in a lot of fogginess, low clouds, which is limiting our visibility. And until this low pushes far off the coast, we're still going to be a little unsettled around here in terms of the drizzle and the foggy conditions. Gosh, look at Noonan right now. It's looking pretty yucky out there, pretty nasty. Rain on the lens, wet roadways, areas of dense fog as well, so be careful. Although I think we'll see improvement the next several hours because we're already starting to see improving visibility in Dalton, Rome, and Carrollton. They're looking much better now, but we do have limited visibility in Athens and Atlanta and LaGrange with the low clouds around. So just take it easy out there when you're driving around town tonight. So we saw those temperatures today warm up to 55 degrees out of the 40s that we had yesterday. So we were several degrees warmer than we were at this time yesterday. Our morning low was 46 this morning, so we were above average on both counts, both our low and our high. We should be 52 and 35. Okay, rainfall. We picked up almost 0.2 of an inch. It doesn't seem like much, but you add it to yesterday's, and we've had well over 1 3/4 of an inch. And it was a gentle rain, exactly what we need to help start to bust this drought down. So temperatures, surprisingly, warmer than our high temperature was. They're on their way up now, and we're going to continue to see those temperatures rise as we head into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So we had to deal with the cold and the rain and the wind over the weekend, but now we're going to time it out nicely for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So the next 12 hours, we'll still see some drizzle, some light showers, and then by the time we get to tomorrow, improving conditions. In fact, by the time we get to sunrise, we'll start to see things warm up pretty quickly, and we'll see that fog start to burn off. So showers taper off the next few hours. We'll still have a few areas of dense fog early, and then it'll burn off by mid-morning, and then we'll be warmer and drier the next few days. So this is the timing for the rain, still working its way around that area of low pressure as the low tries to scoot away from us. We'll see those winds coming in out of the east-northeast, which normally would create a cold air damming situation, cold, drizzly weather, but it's going to be tapping into a little warmer air that's over the middle Atlantic. So that'll warm us up, and after tomorrow morning's fog, it'll burn off, and we'll see a very nice day shaping up. So we'll have some morning fog, but by mid-morning, I think we'll be saying goodbye to it. It'll be nice and warm in the mid-60s, and that's Christmas Eve. And Christmas Eve in the evening, it's going to be right around 60 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Nice on Christmas Day, a real gift to to us. We'll be in the low 60s with plenty of sunshine. Equally as nice on Thursday, and Friday's looking good too. Next weekend, we may have to be monitoring more rain, but in the meantime, a few nice days once we get past tonight.
All right, you know, he's one of the hottest producers in the industry, but his impact goes far beyond music. In this year's ATL Culture, Naima Abdullahi profiles Atlanta's very own Zaytoven, who's making a difference at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Zaytoven is known as a hip-hop pioneer, producing Billboard hit after Billboard hit in the last 2 decades, working with just about any big-name artist you can imagine. But behind the limelight is where he'd rather shine.
I never want to be the guy that's over here and everybody else is down here. I'm the guy that's like, let me be in the middle. I want to help bridge the gap.
That's why this holiday season, he's focused on helping those in need. Through his foundation, Zaytoven wrote a $25,000 check to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
It's amazing for me because I never thought about being in the position that I'm in. I never thought I would be a music producer or be in a position where I can help somebody else.
His mother,
I'm very proud of Xavier.
Worked as a nurse for more than 30 years.
Being able to work in the capacity that I have been doing most of my life, it is such a great joy.
Both mom and dad proud to see their son's name on a hospital room, a dedication to his continued philanthropic efforts.
He cares about his family, he cares about others.
Zaytoven says he even brings a keyboard to hospital rooms from time to time to give patients a front row seat to see a performance. He says this is the most fulfilling part about being successful.
Music is a healing tool in a way to me. You know, I feel like, you know, music can put you in certain moods. Moves can help you when you're down, and, you know, help you celebrate.
He hopes his success can inspire others in the music and entertainment industry to always give back to their community.
God, he blesses people to bless other people.
My neighborhood has gone through so much. It's gone through something called gentrification. Can you say gentrification, boys and girls? It's like a magic trick. White people pay a lot of money, and then poof, all the black people are gone. But where do they go, boys and girls? Back to where they come from, of course, Atlanta.
Of course, that's Eddie Murphy. He returned to Saturday Night Live this weekend. Now, it was his first time on the air in like 55 or 35 years on Saturday Night Live. In it, he revived the old parody of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but I believe he calls it Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood to talk about gentrification. Atlanta was at the center of that sketch, as you just heard, and he talks about gentrification pushing African Americans out of other big cities to ours. Atlanta's cost of living is much lower than a lot of major cities out there like New York or Washington, D.C., but could that change? Well, we just reported about an average price of a house doubling over the past 10 years, and one study says we are the 4th fastest gentrifying city in America. The areas city officials are most concerned about right now are West and Southwest Atlanta. That's in the areas where the Belt Line is being finished up. Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms says that she is trying to protect affordable housing as housing rates continue to rise. The mayor says that the city needs $1 billion to reach the goal of 20,000 affordable housing units in Atlanta by 2026, and that would still be relatively small, a small dent in the need. All right, straight ahead, she's a pre-K student who is blind and deals with a lot of other health challenges with strength and the best attitude. Coming up, why she is brave conquers fear.
Braves, the Hawks, the MLS champs, Atlanta United. This city has something for every kind of sports fan. So what do you think? Is Atlanta the best city in America? Connect with us. Use Facebook or Instagram and tell us why this city's got it going on. And then watch us every weekday morning from 5 to 7 on The Morning Rush on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Babe, where are my keys?
Where's my lunch?
Where's my phone? Hey, where's my blue shirt?
Where's my pen?
seen it? Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
I woke up at 2 in the morning to be here. Where were you?
Once you allow it, right, then it sets you up for the entire week where you just have lost it.
Like on a Sunday, it's like, oh, let's just order some Chinese food. And of course, you wind up eating tons of that. And then on Monday, you're like, well, I got leftovers. I can't let it go to waste.
Auntie wants to give you a plate to take home from the barbecue.
Auntie.
Auntie, don't invite me to the barbecue.
I'm going to be looking for you next time. So use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
The 11Alive app is your go-to source for all things Atlanta.
You hear what happened today? I'll tell you all about it.
Breaking news the moment it happens.
The boil water advisory.
Hyper-local, accurate weather alerts.
You may want to grab that sweater, maybe even a coat.
More stories to uncover. More videos to discover.
He did it his way.
Personalized for you.
And that's what makes it so special.
The 11Alive app. Available now in the App Store.
Hey, I got the ways to go. I got moves to make, homie, but I stay in the flow. See, I just do what I say I'ma do. No, movement ain't fading. You could assume what the groom was waiting to.
Oh, and so I was saying, there is always something filming here in Atlanta. From movies to TV shows, you name it. And so the A scene keeps up with all of it.
Brooklyn Grace Hunt is a bright light in a world she cannot see. She's blind because of a rare congenital condition, but she's a combination of joy, positivity, and bravery that is an example to everybody she meets.
Simply amazing.
Brooklyn Grace is sunshine.
So nice to meet you.
And at Pine Log Elementary, she's an example of what is possible.
Can you twirl? She was about 7 weeks old when we found out about her condition.
Brooklyn is blind because of a rare congenital condition called septo-optic dysplasia. She may not see the world around her, but she embraces every bit of it.
If you're happy, you know it, clap your hands.
She's the sunshine of our classroom. Our kids love her.
Clap your hands.
The adults love her. Even though she has a disability, she can work through it, and she can be just as capable as anybody else in our school system.
And she has a gift for music. Her mom, Lexi, saw it before Brooklyn could talk or walk.
We had to learn how to create a YouTube page.
Brooklyn Grace.
And already has a YouTube following.
Had a few people we met on vacation that followed her page, actually, that kind of fell in love with her. Oh, stick your cane out.
She is learning her way, and at 3, already giving her friends an example to follow.
We're just really proud of her.
If you're happy and you know, shout hooray, hooray.
Good job.
It takes courage to dedicate your life to help other people. John Lockett is 83. Every day he walked into work as a school custodian, he says he knew he could impact a child. And he did, in ways he couldn't have imagined. It has the energy and sounds of a celebration for the end of school. But it's a celebration for someone at school.
He's very nice.
Who's been there day in and out for longer than some of their parents have been alive.
For 4 years.
This is John Lockett's retirement surprise.
That gonna make me cry.
After 40 years of serving as the school custodian. Their cards and chants are a thank you after generations of students.
It was beautiful and surprised to death. I was surprised to death.
Mr. John says all he wanted was to make a difference. There's no question about that.
All right, thanks a lot, Cheryl. By the way, folks, there are so many Brave Conquers Fear stories to share from the year, and we hope that you're going to join us for our 30-minute special on Christmas Day at 5 p.m. And if you have a story to share for the next year, we'd love to hear about it. Straight ahead, Georgia Supreme Court makes a decision about a 30-year-old cold case, and why Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he is not ruling out witnesses in President Trump's impeachment trial.
Always interesting. The Krog Street Tunnel is full of artwork from some pretty eclectic Atlanta artists.
Yeah, all we feel is good vibes. We vibe with it, it's a good time. We don't worry about the hate, we just pass it to the side.
They're graffiti, community messages, concert announcements. You really never know what you're gonna get here, and that's what makes it so special. You can find it between Cabbagetown and Inman Park. If you've never checked it out, it's a must-see. There are hundreds of works of art along the Beltline. I'm talking murals, sculptures, photography. This beautiful mural was created by the artist Hence. It's 100 feet long, and even though it was created in 2014, it still remains very popular to musicians and photographers alike. You can find it on the East Side Trail under Virginia Avenue. So let me know what you think. It doesn't have to be street art. Maybe your favorite spot is down the street from your home or a great view. Connect with me on Facebook and Instagram and share your favorite Instagram spots in Atlanta. And come hang out with me on Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been?
It looks like fun.
They are fun.
And they're
convenient. But they're being dumped everywhere.
5,000 scooters at one time active throughout the city. I enjoy them myself. They're fun. There's got to be some regulations.
I just feel like we have to evolve with the times, though. They're not going anywhere. They shouldn't go anywhere. It's a new way of transporting. We have to evolve.
I'm going to be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m.
You see them all day, every day. Headlines, stats, and numbers, but without context, they're just clickbait. So let's add some perspective. The 3 most interesting numbers of the day, what they mean, and why they're important. News and numbers on Up Late.
What's the best part about
Your voice, it is never too loud or too much. Your voice has the power to tell it like it is.
Bringing us together to act.
Together, our voices grow. Together, we come alive, amplifying voices and breaking down barriers to change the story and shape the future. Together, we are unstoppable. Together, we are where Atlanta speaks.
Remember the old days, the old cliffhangers when we used to watch shows?
Hey,
and they
cliffhangers.
would, they would wait the next week. You were, what's going to happen to the $6 million man? He was hanging with his one bionic arm.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
Atlanta, almost 6 million people call them.
Well, Georgia's Supreme Court has upheld the murder conviction of Frankie Gebhardt. He's one of 2 men who killed an African-American man in 1983 for dating a white woman. Timothy Coggins was found dead in Sunnyside in Spalding County. Police said that he had been beaten and then chained to the back of a truck and dragged. Coggins' case went cold for about 3 decades, but in 2017, police got a tip and charged Frankie Gebhardt and Bill Moore with murder. Both were convicted, but Gebhardt was trying to get his conviction overturned on technicalities. The victim's niece spoke about the case after the trial last year.
It wasn't just a murder, it was a brutal, heinous killing. And now we don't have to tell our kids or our grandkids anymore that no one cared for your Uncle Tim. Now we have someone who's guilty.
During Gephardt's trial, Heather Coggins said that she forgave the men who killed her uncle. 3 others, including 2 law enforcement officers, were arrested for tipping off Gebhardt that the case was now being reinvestigated. 'Tis the season for giving, but on Capitol Hill there is no giving in, not just yet between Democrats and Republicans. Both sides continue to prepare for an impeachment trial of President Donald Trump. Meanwhile, the president could be facing another crisis halfway around the world. NBC's Susan McGinnis has the very latest.
The impeachment impasse showing signs of cracking.
We haven't ruled out witnesses. We've said, let's handle this case just like we did with President Clinton. Fair is fair.
The Senate's top Republican signaling he may concede to Democrats' demand for witnesses at the upcoming impeachment trial, a key sticking point keeping House Speaker Nancy Pelosi from releasing articles of impeachment to the Senate.
Send the articles over to the Senate and let them see the tragedy in which y'all just put the American people through.
Among 4 witnesses Democrats want to see, White House budget official Michael Duffy, after newly released emails show he ordered the Pentagon to put Ukraine's military aid on hold minutes after the July phone call when President Trump asked Ukraine's leader for a favor.
The president keeps saying he wants a trial with witnesses, and then they are saying, well, we don't want these key witnesses to testify. What do they have to hide?
Today, the Senate's top Democrat, Chuck Schumer, shifting focus from witnesses to documents, asking senators for relevant evidence withheld by the administration's directive to defy all subpoenas issued by the House. The president tweeting from Florida that Pelosi gave us the most unfair trial in the history of Congress, now crying for fairness in the Senate. The president facing trial, now also facing a potential threat from North Korea, with Kim Jong-un warning the U.S. to prepare for a, quote, Christmas gift. New satellite photos raising concerns North Korea could soon test a missile capable of reaching the U.S.
Well, the Georgia Supreme Court made a decision that could impact anyone who had their information stolen. The court ruled today that patients who were visiting or victims of a data breach at the Clark County Medical Clinic can now sue that clinic. So here's what happened. In 2016, a hacker who called himself Dark Overlord stole personal information from about 200,000 clients of the Athens Orthopedic Clinic. That included their social security numbers, birth dates, and insurance information. The hacker demanded a ransom or he would sell the information on the dark web. Well, when the clinic refused to pay, some of that data was sold. Hey, we're just 4 months away from the National Census Day, and Fulton County right now is doing its part to make sure residents are ready. The event was held at the County Government Center. Representatives unveiled a countdown clock to signify 100 days until the start of the 2020 census in Fulton County. According to county officials, 1/3 of Fulton County residents don't actually participate. The county is now hosting workshops to educate people on the importance of participating. National Census Day is April 1st.
Well, we are still dealing with the fog and the drizzle and the showers out there, and I think we will be for the next several hours until we get to the overnight. So one more night of kind of nasty, yucky weather to get about in here across the Atlanta metro area and North Georgia. And you can see it's moving from the northeast to the southwest right now. So into Athens we go, and they're seeing some light rain move through. Also just west of the connector down towards Carrollton and over into Peachtree City and Noonan. The rain is still coming down, stretching down into Troup County and western Meriwether County as well. So we're going to continue to see that rain move in through here as we head into the next few hours, and then some improvement as this area of low pressure will finally be starting to budge to the east, but we're still going to see wraparound moisture the next few hours and then improving as we head into tomorrow. So we're already seeing some improvement on the north side as far as the fog goes. Their visibility is improving, and visibility is even improving in Atlanta a bit too. At 4 miles now, we were at 2 miles a little earlier. So we will continue to see those foggy conditions before things start to clear out once we get into our Christmas Eve day. So we'll have more details on the timing of all of that and the weather for your holiday coming up.
All right, Sam, see you in a couple of minutes. Topping our speed feed tonight, a woman convicted of killing her husband and then staging a murder scene will remain behind bars. We're talking about Pamela Baldwin. She has lost her appeal to the Georgia Supreme Court. She called 911 in 2009, claiming there had been a burglary in her home and her husband had been beaten. But investigators found her story didn't really add up, and that she was trying to collect millions of dollars in life insurance policies. Well, she appealed that conviction, saying, among other things, the insurance policy should not have been included as evidence, but the state Supreme Court ruled against her today. A Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl is taking over downtown Atlanta this weekend with Oklahoma Sooners and LSU Tiger fans. And if you're heading down to the Bends, Marta says its trains and buses are your best bet to avoid all that traffic headache. The game's going to start at 4 p.m. on Saturday. Marta says rail service will operate Saturday with extra trains and in service 2 hours before kickoff. So if you decide to use the trains, exit at the Dome or Vine City stations. All right, Spotify is letting us in on your playlist, and we know what you have been listening to right here in Atlanta. The most streamed song of 2019 is Post Malone's Sunflower. Middle Child by J. Cole is at number 2. Post Malone gets another slot at number 3 with Wow. That makes Post Malone the most streamed artist of the year, followed by Drake and Khalid. Hey, we're only just a couple of days away from Santa's yearly trip around the world to leave gifts under the tree and in some of those stockings. The tradition of leaving stockings hung by the mantle is an interesting one here. Here's our why guy.
A famous poem tells us that on the night before Christmas, the stockings were hung by the chimney with care. It doesn't explain the connection between footwear, a fireplace, and Christmas. Hanging stockings on the mantle is a holiday tradition steeped in folklore, so let's look into why we do it. For the answer, we turn to James Cooper, who created the website whychristmas.com. In the 4th century, a Catholic bishop named Nicholas spread good cheer near his home in Asia Minor, an area we now know as Turkey. There are many popular legends about the generosity of Nicholas. We don't know if any of them are true, but they've been widely disseminated and enjoyed around the world. One story tells us that Nicholas met a man too poor to provide a dowry for his 3 daughters. Without the dowry, they couldn't get married. According to the legend, Nicholas dropped a bag of gold down the man's chimney. It landed in a stocking hung by the fire to dry. Nicholas, the bishop, became Saint Nicholas, the inspiration for Santa Claus. For many years, families would place tangerines or oranges into a child's stocking. The color of the fruit would represent the Saint Nicholas gift of gold. In some parts of the world, children were encouraged to leave their shoes out and would wait Christmas morning to find treats inside. James Cooper tells us the biggest Christmas stocking was nearly 170 feet long and 71 feet wide. It was created by a volunteer organization in Italy. To get into the Guinness Book of World Records, the group had to fill the stocking with presents. Volunteers loaded it with sweets and balloons.
Now you know. Hey, if you have a question for Jerry, just send it to us on Facebook, Twitter, or an email. Or poinsettias poisonous for dogs? Can Starbucks employees wish you a Merry Christmas? You have questions? Our verified team has answers.
Come alive, amplifying voices and breaking down barriers to change the story and shape the future. Together, we are unstoppable. Together, we are where Atlanta speaks.
Remember the old days, the old cliffhangers when we used to watch shows?
And cliffhangers.
They would wait the next week. You were, oh, what's going to happen to the $6 million man? He was hanging with his one bionic arm.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
Atlanta. Almost 6 million people call the Metro home. But what makes this place so great? I'm 11Alive's Chesley McNeil. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why Atlanta is the best city in America. Come on, man. It's the heart of the South. And it's one of the most diverse cities around. People from all walks of life have come here and made it home. From different backgrounds, languages, and religions. And who can forget about the food? They all make this a cultural melting pot, full of great people and Southern hospitality. Atlanta's rich history is unmatched, known as the cradle of the civil rights movement for good reason. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Andrew Young, John Lewis, they all fought in the struggle for equal rights right here. Businesses on Sweet Auburn Avenue, local black churches, and college students from Atlanta all helped shape the future of America. Once an Olympic city, Atlanta's home to the best sports scene across the nation. Hey look, the South has something to say. You won't find more passionate fans anywhere. From the Atlanta Braves home run king, my man, Hank Aaron, to the human highlight film, Hawks' Dominique Wilkins, some of the greatest athletes have come through Atlanta. We're talking the Falcons, the Braves, the Hawks, the MLS champs, Atlanta United. This city has something for every kind of sports fan. So what do you think? Is Atlanta the best city in America? Connect with us. Use Facebook or Instagram and tell us why this city's got it going on. And then watch us every weekday morning from 5 to 7 on the Morning Rush on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Babe, where are my keys?
Where's my lunch?
Where's my phone? Hey, where's my blue shirt?
Where's my pen? Have you seen it?
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
I woke up at 2 in the morning to be here. Where were you?
Once you allow it, right, then it sets you up for the entire week where you just have lost it.
Like on a Sunday, it's like, oh, let's just order some Chinese food. And of course, you wind up eating tons of that. And then on Monday, you're like, well.
Poisonous poinsettias, employees who can't say Merry Christmas, and a touching new photograph of an American icon. While many of us will be taking time off for the holidays, viral claims on the internet are not. Here's our very own Jason Puckett verifying some of those holiday claims.
Let's start with the war on Christmas, or the message that's trying to make it seem like there's a war on Christmas. It claims to be from a Starbucks manager in Charlotte, North Carolina. Quote, I inform my employees that they will be fired on the spot if I hear them say Merry Christmas to any customers. Okay, we're not showing you this to build anger. Quite the opposite, because this is fake. It gained some virality online and was even shared by a U.S. representative, but Starbucks themselves debunked it. They say this wasn't a real Starbucks employee and that their baristas are, quote, offered the autonomy to choose how to greet each person. That includes Merry Christmas. So this claim, false. The original account has been suspended now, but if you see a screenshot going around, try to share the real story. Next, a claim about a Christmas favorite, the poinsettia, or poinsettia. Look, I'm not verifying the pronunciation. They're actually both recognized in the dictionary.
Poinsettia. Poinsettia.
What we're talking about is whether they're poisonous. It's a claim you find all over social media. For the reality, we checked with the ASPCA, the CDC, and veterinarians. So for humans, poinsettias are mildly irritating at worst, but for pets, they can be toxic. If eaten, they can irritate a pet's gastrointestinal tract. Now that causes vomiting and diarrhea, which in turn causes dehydration.
Most of those incidents are probably going to be self-limiting in that they're going to throw up, purge what they took in, and then be okay.
Bottom line, poinsettias can be irritating, and if your pet eats one, you should monitor them. But the plant isn't deadly for humans or animals. And last, a touching Christmas moment from the past. Just look at this photo of Elvis and Lisa Marie Presley playing guitar on Christmas morning at Graceland. This tweet from the History Lovers Club showed this sweet moment for the first time, except, I hate to be a Grinch, it's not real. Let me introduce you to this stock image from alamy.com. This is listed from 2006. Now, side by side, same photo, just with Elvis and Lisa Marie edited over the stock family. So we can verify it is a fake. Now we get it, this isn't really harming anyone, but we wanted to point out that even a sweet Christmas photo can be a fake, and it's worth taking that extra time to run a photo through a reverse image search before you share it. Seeing any other claims for us to verify? Send us an email.
Well, and everyone's getting a little tired of this drizzly, foggy, wet weather we have been having, and it will look much better once we get to tomorrow. We're going to see things lighten up the next several hours, and we already are in some spots. The North Georgia mountains looking much better at this hour. Still some fog up there, but the rain is tapering off quite nicely. In through Athens, they just have a little downpour, and it looks like there's another one on its way in, coming in from the north here. So we'll continue to see that from the northeast. And also we have a band stretching from Midtown Atlanta down into Troup County, Muskogee County, Meriwether County at this hour. And still a lot of cloud cover, a lot of low cloud cover and fog kind of sticking around here. So kind of murky. Be careful if you're out there driving. Visibility still a little touch and go in some places. Looking out over Athens, you can see the streets are wet and there's not a lot of people out there on the town tonight. Of course, most students are home with their families enjoying a little bit of a winter break after their finals. Mary Beth in Stockbridge, Mary Beth Etheridge posted this earlier today just saying, you know what, day 3, I'm about ready to see some sunshine. And Mary Beth, it is going to be coming your way. Already temperatures are warming up because we're getting a little bit of warmer air brought in by the circulation around that low and higher pressure to our north. So we're already at 56 degrees today. So we're warming up very nicely, and we're going to continue to warm up as we head into Christmas Eve as well. So it's 54 right now in Duluth, 56 in Mableton, 53 in Carrollton. And the next 12 hours, we're going to end up seeing a chance for some showers. They'll start dissipating in the early morning hours, and we'll start to see some clearing in the skies. And tomorrow is looking a-okay after the fog burns off. So showers tapering off tonight. Areas of dense fog to start early on our Tuesday on Christmas Eve day, and then it'll be drying out. We'll see a lot of sunshine and that's going to last for a few days. So we can say good riddance to this rainfall once we get past about 1 or 2 in the morning. In the meantime, you can see still a few showers out here the next several hours. In the middle of the night, be careful if you're driving early because there could be some dense areas of fog. And then we'll see it start to dry out. So looking really good for Santa's visit here. Christmas Eve day, starting at noon, it should be in the upper 50s and then making it into the mid 60s by the afternoon. And we'll have plenty of time for being outside. Sunsets at 5:35. Just keep that in mind. And of course, you'll be hanging the stockings by the chimney with care, as Jerry was talking about earlier. We're waiting for our treats to put in there. Chris and Chesley and Wes have been very good this year, so I think Santa's going to reward them for that with a very nice forecast. So here is the Christmas Eve forecast for overnight Christmas Eve. Santa should not have any problem at all getting in here with his sleigh full of nice toys for good boys and girls. So we're looking at a little fog in the morning, then warming up into the mid 60s on Christmas Eve. Christmas Day looks very nice with low 60s and plenty of sunshine. Almost equally as nice on Thursday and into Friday. And then next week we'll worry about a little bit more rain. In the meantime, once we get past tonight, it's looking really good for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
I'm Francesca Amaker with the A Scene. If you can't wait to see Aretha Franklin's biopic, Respect, don't worry, I've got you covered. The teaser is coming up in the A Scene.
Us. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m.
You see them all day, every day. Headlines, stats, and numbers, but without context, they're just clickbait. So let's add some perspective. The 3 most interesting numbers of the day, what they mean, and why they're important. News and numbers on Up Late.
What's the best part about
your voice? It is never too loud or too much. Your voice has the power to tell it like it is.
bringing us together to act?
Together our voices grow. Together we come alive, amplifying voices and breaking down barriers to change the story and shape the future. Together we are unstoppable. Together we are where Atlanta speaks.
Remember the old days, the old cliffhangers when we used to watch shows?
And cliffhangers.
They would wait the next week. You're, what's going to happen to the $6 million man? He was hanging with his one bionic arm.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
Atlanta. Almost 6 million people call the Metro home. But what makes this place so great? I'm 11Alive's Chesley McNeil. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why Atlanta is the best city in America. Come on, man. It's the heart of the South. And it's one of the most diverse cities around. People from all walks of life have come here and made it home. From different backgrounds, languages, and religions. And who can forget about the food? They all make this a cultural melting pot, full of great people and Southern hospitality. Atlanta's rich history is unmatched, known as the cradle of the civil rights movement for good reason. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Andrew Young, John Lewis, they all fought in the struggle for equal rights right here. Businesses on Sweet Auburn Avenue, local black churches, and college students from Atlanta all helped shape the future of America. Once an Olympic city, Atlanta's home to the best sports scene across the nation. Hey look, the South has something to say. You won't find more passionate fans anywhere. From the Atlanta Braves home run king, my man Hank Aaron, to the human highlight film Hawks Dominique Wilkins, some of the greatest athletes have come through Atlanta. We're talking the Falcons, the Braves, the Hawks, the MLS champs, Atlanta United. This city has something for every kind of sports fan. So what do you think? Is Atlanta the best city in America? Connect with us. Use Facebook or Instagram and tell us why this city's got it going on. And then watch us every weekday morning from 5 to 7 on the Morning Rush on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Babe, where are my keys?
Where's my lunch?
Where's my phone? Hey, where's my blue shirt?
All right, folks, you know what time it is. You see your screen. It is time for Monday's edition of the A Scene, and I'm coming back with a bunch of casting calls. So let's call it Casting Call Monday, and we're starting off with a little R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
What you, baby, I got what you need. You know I got it.
crowd goes wild. Jennifer Hudson is giving us all the chills in this new teaser for Aretha Franklin's biopic, Respect. The Georgia film biopic, which comes out in August of 2020, will also star Forrest Whitaker, Marlon Wayans, Audra McDonald, and the Mary J. Blige. And you can land a role too. Guess what? Casting directors are seeking 3 white men to portray backstage crew, and you must have short hair. They also need a few more white, Hispanic, Indian, and Colombian men and women to portray French fans in an audience. Are you interested? Well, guess what? Filming goes down early January, and I have the details for you coming up in a minute. And HBO's new Atlanta film series, Lovecraft Country, produced by Jordan Peele, is now hiring precision drivers, specifically Caucasian and African American males ages 18 to 35 that can drive a stick shift vehicle. You must be available January 9th and 10th. And the details are coming for you to submit in a minute. And finally, season 3 of The Resident is now casting new hospital patients and visitors. The details? Well, you can be any race. You must be 18 and up. Maximum waist is a 38 for men and dress size 0 to 12 for women. No visible tattoos, and filming goes down January 6th in Conyers. And guess what? All of these casting calls have already been placed on our A-Scene Facebook group. It's members only. We have about 18,000 members, so come in, join, and we will approve you. And each one of these casting calls is paid, so make some extra cash for this holiday season. And as always, for more of the A-Scene, head on over to our website, 11alive.com/the-A-Scene, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter to see what celebrities are lurking around town before 2020.
All right, thanks a lot, Fran. From the Easter Bunny beat down to strange moments in sports, 2019 was not all hard news and government infighting. Coming up, the wild and wacky events from this past year.
Got the most beautiful woman in the world in my eyes.
You're a nice guy too,
Yeah.
Chesley.
I'm saying in my experience, when growing up, good guys didn't
Chesley.
Somebody broke his heart somewhere along the line.
We're here every weekday morning, so come on, hang out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
You didn't get my text? The whole crew got together for coffee this morning. I'm learning the taste of water, because I'm sugary.
Yeah.
Right.
About that.
Well, reward would be
Slimming down. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
a little water in my cup.
And beautiful skin. Even more beautiful skin, when it's all hydrated and everything else. I'm not going to be able to sit next to you in a few months.
Don't drink your morning coffee alone. Have it with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
Some mornings, what you want isn't what you have time for. And that's why there's the Rush Block, the biggest news of the day in 5 minutes or less. Quick and convenient for all those hectic mornings. Catch the Rush Block on the Morning Rush.
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
Atlanta is filled with great photo spots. And of course, I would know because this is my hometown. I'm 11Alive's Francesca Amaker, and I'm about to show you my picks for the 3 best Instagram spots in Atlanta. The Outcast mural is one of Atlanta's newest hotspots. Created by the artist Jex, people flock from all over the world just to get a shot of these 2 hip-hop legends. News of the mural went viral when Big Boy himself gave a shout out on Instagram. You can find it tucked away in a back parking lot in Little 5 Points. An Atlanta icon, ever-changing, always interesting. The Krog Street Tunnel is full of artwork from some pretty eclectic Atlanta artists.
All we feel is good vibe with it, it's a good time. We don't worry about the hate, we just pass it to the side.
There's graffiti, community messages, concert announcements. You really never know what you're gonna get here, and that's what makes it so special. You can find it between Cabbagetown and Inman Park. If you've never checked it out, it's a must-see. There are hundreds of works of art along the Beltline. I'm talking murals, sculpture.
All right, so as 2019 comes to a close, we tend to look back and we ponder the events of the past 12 months. And it wasn't all bad news, wasn't all hard news and government infighting. There was a lot of fun out there as well. Here's Raphael Seth with a look at the lighter side of 2019.
Before we dive into the new year,
Let's retrace our steps through the old one. 2019 was like kissing an alpaca. Hairy, a little scary, and probably not something you'd want to repeat. Even the Easter Bunny was in a mood, handing out season's beatings. But to get to a smile, sometimes you have to slap the frown right off your face. We start with a competition in Denmark, where the power and majesty of equestrian dressage meets the skill of air guitar. This piano man in Switzerland hit all the high notes, tickling the ivories while suspended in midair for a tune he hoped would not end in B-flat. Other musical moments included this donkey duet, an orchestra playing it cool with instruments made of ice, and the armed forces paying tribute to the song of the year.
Baby Shark.
This woman inspired a case of the feels by bringing her best friend to work, but if your spouse is your friend, I wouldn't recommend it. We reaffirm some truths in 2019. Birds of a feather do flock together, and kitties love to play with string, but sometimes it's best not to keep your eye on the ball. In sporting news, Juno the Otter rocked the rim with a two-hand jam, and a Harlem Globetrotter redefined the skyhook by jumping out of a plane. But somehow a skydiver won her sports championship indoors. Winter competitions bring dramatic moments, some before the games even start. Curling has become such a popular sport that sometimes you have to use the players as pieces. But if you've ever felt like you were up a creek without a paddle, try going without a creek. This snowboating race was eventually canceled after a seemingly obvious discovery.
Kayaks are not designed to work on the snow, therefore the water.
Other things that do not go together, a jacuzzi on a boat, ballet and dinosaurs, and a bunk bed of nails. So moving forward, let's turn the chaos into art like Picasso. It's reasonable to expect at least a few hiccups on the journey. Just remember to stop and smell the flowers.
Okay, so I'm embarrassed to say that my most favorite story, Aisha, would be the bunny beatdown.
Bunny beatdown for you?
Interesting, yeah.
Bunny beatdown was. All right, so my one story would be actually one of your stories.
Oh.
The young lady at Stone Mountain rescuing the deer from the fence.
Yeah, that was so awesome.
Yeah, I love that story. She put her phone down because she had to rescue the deer twice.
Yeah.
Recorded herself doing it. She's an animal lover. I love that story.
Absolutely.
It's got some big play, too, on 11alive.com. So
There
if
you
you
go.
want to know what we're talking about, go ahead and check it out. Just search for Ron Jones. Hey, it is almost 9 o'clock. We have a lot coming up on 11 Alive News Primetime. Police are searching for two men accused of shooting a woman at Lenox Square Mall. Why officers are calling this crime brazen.
The white people came and changed everything, but I am still your neighbor.
And Eddie Murphy hints at people being pushed out of their homes because of rising prices. Why he mentioned Atlanta in his big SNL return.
11 Alive News Primetime on the ATL starts now.
Atlanta police are using all of their cameras in the city to track down two men accused of shooting a woman at Lenox Square Mall. Deborah Tuff spoke to police about the extra security measures added around Lenox in the last 5 years. And tonight, we're also hearing the firsthand account from a witness who called 911.
Yes, I'm in Lenox Mall. I just witnessed a young lady get shot, and they ran off. They shot her.
A Macy's employee shot around noon Saturday as she walked to her car. This 911 caller told police she saw everything.
She was going to her car, and I heard a pop, like a gun pop, and then I seen two guys run up the stairs.
Surveillance stills released by police showing the alleged suspects bolting out of the garage towards Lenox Road, possibly heading to the MARTA station.
Did they shoot you? He shot her. Oh, my God.
Back in 2015, following some high-profile attacks and carjackings in Buckhead, more than 235 security cameras in Lenox and Phipps were connected to APD's video monitoring system, allowing police to instantly see the 4 cameras closest to a 911 caller's location. Since then, crime trends have changed, with fewer crimes overall reported near Lenox in December 2018 to 2019 than in December 2014 to 2015. Now, community crime mapping tool shows fewer cases of larceny and robbery in 2018 to 2019 around Lenox, but more cases of aggravated assault, auto and bigger vehicle thefts, commercial burglaries, and simple battery.
What the reality of the incident is over the weekend is that despite the increase in police presence, we still have a handful of criminals who are bold and brazen enough to come and commit an act of crime, act of violence in the midst of all this PD and private security.
So what can you do to stay safe during the holiday season? Police say watch where you're going and be aware of who's around you. Put away that cell phone so you can really pay attention, and put those valuables in the trunk so no one can see them. Well, marijuana, pills, and a stolen gun, that's just part of what authorities found after a traffic stop in Rockdale County. 11Alive's Elwin Lopez joins us now. Elwin, this was a pretty big bust here.
Yeah, that's right, Aisha. And Rockdale County Sheriff's Office posted a photo of this showing exactly what was found there. In that Rockdale County Sheriff's Office Facebook post, authorities say a traffic stop led them to finding 2 pounds of marijuana, a stolen gun, ecstasy, and Xanax pill, as well as edibles. Now, the post says the traffic stop was made close to Johnson Park in Conyers, and at this point, we don't know why the driver was initially pulled over, and it's still unclear at this time whether all of this was in plain view inside of a car. We are also asking who the gun belonged to and how many arrests were made in connection to this bus. We also hope to learn more about what led to that traffic stop and whether there was a search warrant involved. Now, that Facebook post has already been shared 70 times, and we, of course, will keep you posted of any details in the upcoming hours and on 11alive.com.
Well, we talk about the rain. It just keeps on coming after it started on Saturday and then into Sunday and throughout today. Finally starting to see some improvement, though, although there's still plenty of showers out there to track. We have this band of showers stretching from Roswell down into Carrollton. That's coming down pretty good right now, and that even extends down into Troup County and Coweta County. So we're still seeing that rain out there. It is misty. It is a light rain. It's not a heavy rain. It's just more nuisance showers, but it has been going on long enough now that we ended up with over 1 3/4 inches at the airport out of this persistent rain, and it extends over into that area of low pressure that's now off the Georgia coastline. So it is making some progress, and we will see some improvement. Rain will be on the decrease tonight. It'll be ending. Still breezy at times, and then the rain will come to an end overnight. So by tomorrow morning, things will be looking much better. We may have some fog early on, some patchy fog, then clearing out. Still a little breezy at times, but nothing like we saw the past 48 hours. And then mostly sunny during the day on our Christmas Eve, looking very fine indeed. And then for Christmas Eve itself, it'll be partly cloudy. Temperatures should be right around 60, maybe upper 50s in the suburbs for Christmas Eve services. All will be calm and all will be bright once we get into Christmas Day. So coming up, we'll be talking about the timing, what you can expect for your holiday, and how long the dry, warm weather will be sticking around.
All right, thanks, Sam. Well, topping our speed feed tonight, new icons help customers know which nursing homes have been flagged for abuse or neglect. Some Georgia facilities are on the list. The red symbols are new tools on the Federal Nursing Home Compare site. They are given to places where investigators found evidence that a resident was harmed within the past year. It's updated every month. A nursing home must go a year without any violations to get those marks taken off. 5 Georgia facilities have been flagged. Reveal investigator Andy Parati has worked on this issue in depth. You can find more on 11alive.com. Atlanta is going to have to address the question of e-scooters again soon after 4 deaths involving e-scooters in metro Atlanta. The city put a nighttime curfew in place and restricted other scooter companies from submitting permits. Still, the scooters have been really popular. Just looking at one company, Bird, people took more than 2.6 million rides in Atlanta this year. Several e-scooter permits are running out, some as early as February 2020, according to our partners at the Atlanta Business Chronicle. A City of Atlanta spokesperson just says there is legislation in the works to allow those companies that have existing permits to be able to get them renewed. And a state senator has introduced legislation to give Georgia students a leg up on early admission to in-state schools. Senator Brandon Beach wants the state to require 90% of early admissions be set aside for Georgia residents. This would only apply to early admission at 4 state schools: the University of Georgia, Georgia Tech, Georgia State, and Augusta University. So this year, only 60% of UGA's early admittance were in-state. We are 9 days away from the new year, the start of the new decade. When it comes to a list of new Georgia laws that go into effect, they are coming. The law that got most of the attention by far was the so-called abortion heartbeat bill, prohibiting most abortions after a fetal heartbeat is detected, usually around 6 weeks. That law is on hold as the legal challenges work through the court system. But there are new laws that could impact your health care, taxes, and your children starting January 1st. Joe Henke is here to sort it out.
Governor Brian Kemp signed several hundreds into law. Some went into effect earlier this year. The rest begin next week. 2 of the laws impact children and parents. Now, House Bill 478 creates stricter state requirements to list someone on the state's child abuse registry. Abusers will now need to be at least 18 years of age to be listed instead of 13 under previous law. The process for having a review hearing before being added to the list or having a name expunged will be updated on January 1st. And for parents saving for their child's college education, House Bill 266 could change your taxes. If you use what is called a 529 plan to save for college, your state deduction beginning with the 2020 tax year will double from $2,000 to $4,000 per child. If you are a single taxpayer, it jumps from $4,000 to $8,000 per year if you file jointly with your spouse. There are several other new laws that will begin in the new year impacting courts across the state, your health care, and a new requirement if you own a boat to have a title for the boat similar to a car title. We're putting more information on those new laws on 11alive.com right now.
All right, that was Joe Henke reporting there for us. Today, Governor Kemp is getting a first look at the damage and repairs underway at Grady Hospital after a 24-inch pipe burst. The damage was extensive, a big issue since the hospital is only one of only a few level 1 trauma centers in Metro Atlanta. And it's putting stress on other nearby hospitals as some of those patients are diverted from Grady. 11Alive's Naima Abdullahi had a chance to catch up with the governor to see how the repairs are going.
Governor Brian Kemp says it was very important to come here to Grady Memorial Hospital to look at the damage firsthand as they continue to put more resources into fixing this critical issue. We're getting a look inside the 30-bed mobile hospital unit brought into Grady to take in more patients, considering about 220 patient beds were damaged in the flooding on December 7th. Governor Kemp toured the hospital Monday to assess the damage. Just 2 weeks ago, the Level 1 Trauma Center was forced to divert incoming patients and transfer some existing patients after the pipe burst, impacting 3 floors and causing Governor Kemp to declare a state of emergency. The governor says local help has played a big part. Nearby hospitals taking in Grady patients, Georgia Power chipped in with generators, and Home Depot helped to dry out the hospital. Governor Kemp says they'll continue to keep a close eye on the progress.
I didn't have to understand what the damage was going to be like. I knew. You know, if you pour a gallon of water out on the floor, it's a lot. So water coming out of a 24-inch water main literally destroys streets when it happens underground. So, you know, the damage is severe as you can imagine, but they are on top of it. But they have a lot of mitigation to do before you can start the construction back to make sure that there are no lingering effects.
We're told it will take up to 3 months to complete all the repairs. This is the governor's first visit to the hospital since the flooding, and he says he's amazed at the progress.
There's a new program we want to tell you about with the goal of helping veterans and others with psychiatric or substance abuse disorders. This past week, it celebrated its first graduation. 12 veterans are part of the Henry County Veterans Treatment Program. It's for people facing charges ranging from minors to felonies who need help managing a disorder or addiction. The judge who started this program says almost every day officers arrest a veteran in Henry County. Many of them are suffering from issues that stem from their service, like PTSD. And that is the part of what drives them to the choices they make. For people involved in the program, one graduate is the first sign of success treating these veterans and keeping them out of prison.
It is almost beyond words, just swell with pride. A lot of my family been in the military. It's just something that we get to serve those who served us at one point.
Henry County's Accountability Court is open to adults facing charges who have psychiatric disorders or struggle with substance abuse. You can find information on it on the county's website. After the break, a tragic end for a local couple traveling in New Zealand. What a friend is saying about the Stone Mountain woman who died after a volcano erupted. And don't forget, we are streaming right now on the 11Alive YouTube channel. Subscribe and join the conversation in the community section. We've got more 11Alive news in prime time after the break.
His way.
Personalized for you.
And that's what makes it so special.
The 11Alive app. Available now in the App Store.
Hey, I got the ways to go. I got moves to make, homie, but I stay in the flow. See, I just do what I say I'm gonna do. No, my movement ain't faded. You could assume it.
Oh, and so I was saying, there is always something filming here in Atlanta. From movies to TV shows, you name it. And so the A Scene keeps up with all of it for you. Casting calls, which big celebrities are in town, what's filming, and if it's in your neighborhood. It's like an inside scoop.
Oh, nice. But you know, I really wish you would have told us we were filming this today.
Ooh, did I not text you? All right. Ah, it's in my drafts. That's my bad.
So you slept in and you missed morning rush, huh? Well, here's what you missed. In my experience, good guys do finish last.
Stop.
I consider myself a nice guy. I've got the most beautiful woman in the world in my eyes.
You're a nice guy too,
Yeah.
Chess.
I'm saying in my experience, when growing up, good guys didn't finish last.
A tragic turn for a Stone Mountain woman injured by an erupting volcano in New Zealand. A family friend tells 11Alive she died this weekend in the hospital. Her husband is still recovering from that horrific blast. 11Alive's Chanu Her spoke with the family friend.
It's kind of tough. Yeah, it is tough.
It hasn't been easy for Roger De Silva to see pictures of his friends, Mayuri and Pratap Singh, who go by Mary and Paul. Both were injured while on vacation in New Zealand about 2 weeks ago when a volcano erupted. But on Sunday, De Silva got an update he feared.
70% of her body was burned. And today I got the bad news that she passed away this morning.
He says Mary died from her injuries while Paul is still recovering from surgeries and skin grafting procedures after 40% of his body was burned.
40% of your body is a lot, but Paul has a strong heart. I think he's gonna make it. He's gonna make through this.
He says it's not just him who's pulling for Paul right now, but a whole community of people who he's gotten to know through his many businesses.
He donated so many charities. I mean, Paul came to this country. He told me stories. He came to this country with a nickel and a dime.
If he recovers, De Silva says Paul's life will never be the same.
Just hope that he comes out and he's okay. He's never gonna be okay. I know he's never gonna be okay.
De Silva says now is the time for others to extend a helping hand to Paul and his kids.
And that was Chanu Her reporting. At least 17 people have died from the eruption. More than a dozen were injured. Well, the unrelenting rain caused some flooding issues in some areas. This is a video from one of our 11Alive storm trackers, Bill Honea. What you're looking at here is Red Oak Creek in Meriwether County. Today, the rain did let up for us. We're glad about that. Meteorologist Samantha Moore in for us. All right, Sam, but at least we can get our hands on a dry one. It's within reach.
Yes, it is. We just have to hang in there another 12 hours, and by tomorrow, it's going to be looking so much different. But in the meantime, we do have some showers to contend with as we head out on the town yet this evening. They're light in nature, nuisances basically, but the roads are slick and the visibility is limited, so do be careful out there. From Roswell down to Carrollton, we have some light rain coming down right now. It's a little heavier there, heading down towards Troup County, and it's all moving around that area of low pressure that is off to our east, and it's also bringing in quite a bit of cloud cover as we've seen the last 3 days. So it's going to continue that movement off to the east, and eventually we'll see the rain go right along with it. But in the meantime, still circulating around that low, We're seeing a few showers out there tonight, and it's going to take a while for them to totally clear out. Impressive amounts of rain in some spots. Savannah, Brunswick getting around 4 inches. Destin over 6 inches of rain. So here, light by comparison, right around 1 to 2 inches commonly across North Georgia. At the airport, they've picked up around 1.75 inches. We've had similar amounts in LaGrange as well as in Bremen, Rome as well. So a pretty good, nice soaking rain for us, exactly what the doctor ordered in terms of our drought. So taking a look out in Noonan, it is still coming down there. It is still rainy, it is drizzly, and it is foggy, and that's not too far away. It's on the south side, but Stockbridge on the southeast side of the metro. Mary Beth captured this picture of the widespread overcast, and she said, yeah, day 3, I think I'm finally ready to see a little bit of sunshine out there. It's interesting, temperatures warming up at this hour. Normally our temperatures would be dropping after sunset, but we're getting a little bit of warmer air from our northeast actually pulled in here. So guess what? For Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, we're going to be warming up. We're at 56 right now, and by the time we get to tomorrow, we'll be talking mid-60s for high temperatures, so it's going to be balmy out there. We're looking at temps right now, 53 in Blairsville in December, right before Christmas. It doesn't happen very often. 54 in Athens, 54 in Eatonton, and in LaGrange. The current winds are not too bad either from where we were. We were seeing those wind gusts yesterday at this time up around 40. Now we have winds sustained up around 13 in the city of Atlanta. So still a bit breezy at times as we head into the evening hours and overnight. Winds gusting occasionally up to around 20, 25 miles per hour. And tomorrow morning, the winds in North Georgia will ease, but closer to that area of low pressure, we'll still have some gusts throughout the day on our Tuesday. So the next 12 hours, we'll have a chance for some of that light drizzly rain. By the overnight, though, early morning, getting into 3, 5 a.m., we should start to see some clearing skies. A little bit of fog here at the service, especially in those wind-protected areas. So there are those showers continuing to rotate around the area of low pressure. Lots of cloud cover out there until about mid-morning tomorrow, and then much improved conditions as we head into the rest of tomorrow afternoon and evening. So a little bit of morning fog to contend with on your Tuesday, Christmas Eve, warming up into the mid-60s on Tuesday. Wednesday, Christmas Day, very nice, low 60s, a 10 on the wazometer, a 10 on Thursday and Friday. Great weather for the end of the week. And then we'll watch for potential for rain as we head into next weekend, but we're going to enjoy a few sunny days first.
My neighborhood has gone through so much. It's gone through something called gentrification. Can you say gentrification, boys and girls? It's like a magic trick. White people pay a lot of money, and then poof, all the black people are gone. But where do they go, boys and girls? Back to where they come from, of course, Atlanta.
Whoa, Eddie Murphy returned to Saturday Night Live this weekend. It was his first time on the show in 35 years. In it, he revived an old parody of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood to talk about gentrification. Atlanta was at the center of that sketch. He talks about gentrification pushing black people out of other big cities to come to ours. Atlanta's cost of living is much lower than other major metro areas like New York or Washington, D.C. But could that change? We just reported about the average price of a house doubling over the past 10 years. And one study says we are the 4th fastest gentrifying city in America. The area city officials are most concerned about right now are West and Southwest Atlanta. That's in the areas where the Beltline is being finished. Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms says she is trying to protect affordable living as housing rates rise. The mayor says the city needs $1 billion to reach the goal of 20,000 affordable housing units in Atlanta by 2026, and that will still be a relatively small dent in the need. Well, she's 85 and runs 11 miles a week, not just to stay healthy, but also to compete for gold. You get to meet her coming up next in Brave Conquers Fear.
Crash Clark, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
I woke up at 2 in the morning to be here. Where were you?
Once you allow it, right, then it sets you up for the entire week where you just have lost it.
Like on a Sunday, it's like, oh, let's just order some Chinese food, and of course you wind up eating tons of that. And then on Monday, you're like, well, I got leftovers, I can't let it go to waste.
Auntie wants to give you a plate to take home from the barbecue.
Auntie!
Auntie, don't invite me to the barbecue.
I'm gonna be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. only on 11Alive.
The 11Alive app is your go-to source for all things Atlanta.
You hear what happened today? I'll tell you all about it.
Breaking news the moment it happens.
The boil water advisory.
Hyper-local, accurate weather alert.
You may want to grab that sweater, maybe even a coat.
More stories to uncover. More videos to discover.
He did it his way.
Personalized for you.
And that's what makes it so special.
The 11Alive app. Available now in the App Store.
Hey, I got the ways to go. I got moves to make, homie, but I stay in the flow. See, I just do what I say I'ma do. No, my movement ain't faded. You could assume it.
Oh, and so I was saying, there is always something filming here in Atlanta. From movies to TV shows, you name it. And so the A Scene keeps up with all of it for you. Casting calls, which big celebrities are in town, what's filming, and if it's in your neighborhood. It's like an inside scoop.
Oh, nice. But you know, I really wish you would have told us we were filming this today.
Ooh, did I not text you? All right. Ah, it's in my drafts. That's my bad.
So you slept in and you missed Morning Rush, huh? Well, here's what you missed. In my experience, good guys do finish last.
Stop.
I consider myself a nice guy. I've got the most beautiful woman in the world in my eyes.
You're a nice guy too,
Yeah.
Jess.
I'm saying in my experience, when growing up, good guys didn't finish last.
Somebody broke his heart somewhere along the line.
Andrea Harrison hopes people see her story and have the strength to start something they didn't think they could do, no matter their age.
Blessings.
Every day is a chance to do something you didn't think you could do.
To walk in here and do these machines.
When Andrea Harrison works out, she proves that to everybody around her.
She is a huge inspiration to all of us here at the fitness center.
She inspires her family too.
I'm Gammy. I'm the mother of 6, the grandmother of 14, and 4 great-grands. Well, it gives me a goal.
She always loved sports, but grew up at a time where there weren't teams for girls. She started running when she was 50, when her son wanted to start a cross-country team.
Well, they call it the Gammy Shuffle.
Her family has kept her going all these years.
My 3 boys are my coaches.
Step after step, she thinks of the ones she loves. She jokes that's why she runs distance, 5Ks.
Of course, it takes me 3 miles to pray for the whole family. There's so many of them.
And she is fast. Her kids told her she should try something big, the Senior Games and Olympics.
I'm in the old lady group, 85 to 89.
At 85 years old, Grammy won gold.
This is a gold from the 800. I was coming down the straightaway and I thought, I'm going to win this thing, and that was just fun.
She's so competitive. She makes us all think before we decide, oh, we don't want to go to the gym one day. Because she does it, we can do it.
Well, it's just part of me.
Andrea Harrison reminds us all that every day is a chance to be healthy and to prove what's possible.
The reason I do it is to encourage other people.
Andrea says the motion of running quiets the commotion of the world around her. And she runs because she can, a perspective that's close to her heart because her twin sister is suffering from dementia.
Coming up. I told her that it was very disrespectful that I was asked to bring my son's remains into court as proof.
A grieving mother claims the court ordered her to prove the death of her baby on the spot. A reveal investigation coming up on Primetime on WATL.
There's graffiti, community messages, concert announcements. You really never know what you're gonna get here, and that's what makes it so special. You can find it between Cabbagetown and Inman Park. If you've never checked it out, it's a must-see. There are hundreds of works of art along the Beltline. I'm talking murals, sculptures, photography. This beautiful mural was created by the artist Hence. It's 100 feet long, and even though it was created in 2014, it still remains very popular to musicians and photographers alike. You can find it on the East Side Trail under Virginia Avenue. So let me know what you think. It doesn't have to be street art. Maybe your favorite spot is down the street from your home or a great view. Connect with me on Facebook and Instagram and share your favorite Instagram spots in Atlanta. And come hang out with me on Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been?
It looks like fun.
They are fun.
And they're convenient.
But they're being dumped everywhere.
5,000 scooters at one time active throughout the city. I enjoy them myself. They're fun. There's got to be some regulations.
I just feel like we have to evolve with the times, though. They're not going anywhere. They shouldn't go anywhere. It's a new way of transporting. We have to evolve.
I'm going to be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m.
You see them all day, every day. Headlines, stats, and numbers, but without context, they're just clickbait. So let's add some perspective. The 3 most interesting numbers of the day, what they mean, and why they're important. News and numbers on Up Late.
What's the best part about
Your voice, it is never too loud or too much. Your voice has the power to tell it like it is.
Bringing us together to act.
Together, our voices grow. Together, we come alive, amplifying voices and breaking down barriers to change the story and shape the future. Together, we are unstoppable. Together, we are where Atlanta speaks.
Remember the old days, the old cliffhangers when we used to watch shows?
Hey,
and they
cliffhangers.
would, you know, they would wait the next week. You were, oh, what's going to happen to the $6 million man? He was hanging with his one bionic arm.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
Atlanta. Almost 6 million people call the Metro home. But what makes this place so great? I'm 11Alive's Chesley McNeil. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why Atlanta is the best city in America. Come on, man. It's the heart of the South.
Welcome to The Reveal on Primetime. I'm investigator Faith Abube. Who would lie about the death of their child? That's what a Metro Atlanta mother is asking after she says she went to court for a traffic ticket and felt forced to prove her baby has died. She wants to know, where's the compassion? To say Janae Smith's 3 children or her life would be an understatement.
I can't remember how I sing.
It's okay, sing it again, baby.
Here they are, 5, 7, and the baby boy, who forever remain 2 months old.
He was just a very happy baby. He just always smiled, and he was just always loved. And one day I woke up and he was gone.
Janae couldn't save her baby boy.
They tried to save him at the hospital, and it didn't work.
Just like that, sudden infant death syndrome took Jacob. And just like that, Janae's world went dark.
I honestly have to say that there's nothing else worse in life than not being able to give life back to the thing that you gave life to. To see a part of yourself that you created dead.
Janae took Jacob's death hard. The next few months were a blur. And that's how she says she missed a DeKalb County court appearance.
I was completely, out of it.
Janae made it to court 4 months after the original court date. Her crime? She had rolled through a stop sign and got a traffic ticket.
Can't go by that stop sign like that.
I slowed down, but I did not come to a complete stop. And understanding that, yes, I did something wrong, of course.
Janae blames herself for breaking the rules of the road that day and for missing her court date. But the way she says the courts treated her when she finally went in on her own left her feeling like a violent criminal.
The prosecutor wanted proof on the spot that her child had died. And according to Janae, wouldn't let her reschedule the court date to give her a chance to bring in that proof.
And I was like, well, what do you want? It's not like I carry around his death certificate or his obituary. I said, I only have one thing that I could possibly even bring now, and I think it would be completely disrespectful if you asked me to. And she asked, what was it?
It was this teddy bear urn. It carries her baby's ashes.
And she requested that I go to get it. And I just kind of asked, like, are you serious? I know people lie, but God, why lie about something like that?
That's a rather extreme circumstance.
Jeffrey Sliz has been a Georgia defense attorney for more than 40 years. He says he understands people lie in courtrooms every day, but Janae's case should have been handled differently.
You lost your child, and I think that anybody could understand how you would forget anything, court appearance, whatever you have to be doing. And I think it probably could have been handled easier by just saying, okay, so I'm going to give you this one opportunity. I'll give you 1 week to come back and bring me back, some papers from the funeral home or papers from a doctor that saw the child.
A stranger in that courtroom that day was so disturbed by how the solicitor handled Janae's case that they reached out to 11Alive so we could find the grieving mother and get her answers.
My prosecutor, they're in court. They are required to ask people for documentation if they fail to miss court.
DeKalb Solicitor General Donna Coleman Stribling.
I certainly sympathize with her.
Coleman Stribling says her assistant solicitor did ask Janae for proof of her child's death, but never asked her to specifically bring in the ashes. We asked for the court recordings. We were told they don't exist because of a technical problem in that specific courtroom that day.
There was nothing illegal that was done here. But is there room for compassion?
Oh, there's always room for compassion.
Was that lacking in this situation?
I don't believe so.
I think that's kind of callous.
When Janae finally made it in front of the traffic court judge, she had the bear with her son's ashes as proof. But the judge told her she didn't need that proof after all.
As I literally stood in front of everyone in court, I told her that it was very disrespectful that I was asked to bring my son's remains into court as proof. I think we just need to really think about how we treat people.
Janae did admit guilt for that traffic violation and was sentenced to serve 12 months on probation and nearly $200 in fines, which she says is legally fair, but she says she just wishes she had been treated much better. As for that solicitor, she got Janae's failure to appear fine waived. You can see more in-depth investigations like this one by going on our website, 11alive.com, and don't forget to watch The Reveal, the only local investigative show in the country, Sundays at 6 on 11Alive.
Well, we've been watching the rain the last 3 days, moving around an area of low pressure. The low has now moved off the coastline, so we're seeing it be brought around that circulation from the northeast to the southwest this evening. Most of the showers pretty light at this hour, but it is drizzly, foggy. Just really not a pleasant night to be out on the town, that's for sure. And that stretches from Midtown over into Carrollton, down into the Chattahoochee River Basin along the Alabama-Georgia line. So it is going to be staying wet throughout the next several hours, and then we're going to see some big-time improvement as that area of low pressure makes its way out into the Atlantic and takes all that moisture along with it. We are starting to see some improvement here on the north side with improved visibility, but still some spots where it's looking pretty dank here, like in Atlanta, visibility down to 3, in Marietta, visibility down to 2 miles. So do be careful if you're out and about driving. So those showers will continue through the early morning hours, and then we'll start to see little areas of clearing sky, fog at the surface, but that will burn off by mid-morning. So coming up, we'll talk about your Christmas Eve and your Christmas Day and what lies beyond for the rest of your holiday week.
All right, thanks, Sam. Topping our speed feed tonight, a woman convicted of killing her husband and then staging a murder scene will remain in jail. Pamela Ballin has lost her appeal to the Georgia Supreme Court. She called 911 in 2009, claiming their home had been burglarized and her husband was beaten. But investigators found her story didn't add up and that she was trying to collect more than $1 million in life insurance policies. She appealed her conviction, saying, among other things, the insurance policies shouldn't have been included as evidence, but the state Supreme Court ruled against her today. The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl is taking over downtown this weekend with Oklahoma Sooners and LSU Tiger fans. If you're heading to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, MARTA says its trains and buses are your best bet to avoid traffic. The game starts at 4 p.m. Saturday. MARTA says rail service will operate Saturday with extra trains in service 2 hours before kickoff. If you decide to use the trains, exit at the Dome or Vine City stations. Spotify is letting us in on your playlist, and we know what all have been listening to out there in Atlanta. The most streamed song of 2019 is Post Malone's Sunflower. It was in Spider-Man. My nephews know it word for word. Middle Child by J. Cole is number 2. Post Malone gets another slot at number 3 with Wow. That makes Post Malone the most streamed artist of the year, followed by Drake and Khalid. Well, pay to be in my film or you don't get the job. Some independent filmmakers are forcing aspiring actors to fork out hundreds, even thousands of dollars to be in their film. 11Alive's Deborah Tuff has more on a tactic which isn't necessarily illegal, but some consider it immoral.
That's right. You know what? With Atlanta's billion-dollar booming film industry, you have those who want in and willing to do what they have to do to make that happen. But what they may not know, according to one longtime insider, they're being taken advantage of.
A lot of independent films are doing it.
This director and actor didn't want to show his face because the independent film circuit is so small.
Most major films that I know of the years of being in the industry, they don't do stuff like that.
That stuff make actors pay to play by being a lead in the film. The actor says he's been approached several times.
Nah, I'm good. Most of the people I've encountered was the people who don't know much about the film industry and really want a big break. And they're willing to do anything to do it.
Like fork out $100 per lead or $500 a lead. The sales pitch, stardom.
They give you all these promises, oh, it's going to be big, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, and it don't work like that.
The decades-long actor says usually the film fizzles and the unsuspecting victim out of their hard-earned cash.
The money that you spend to be on set, you can spend less than that to pay somebody to go through their actors class, and a lot of times they have showcases and stuff, and they have the big wigs out there, and you might get picked up.
When I spoke to Commissioner Lee Thomas with the Georgia Film, Music, and Digital Entertainment Office about this play-to-play scam, she shook her head in disbelief, saying, no, that's not right. She advised folks to go to the Georgia Economic Development website. There you can find info on legit films in the state, casting calls from companies like Extra Casting Atlanta, workshops, even networking events. A link is on 11alive.com.
One free skier described it as competing on Dippin' Dots. You know, the tiny balls of ice cream that melt in your mouth. The science behind those treats is the same science that made the snow at SunTrust Park for the Big Air event over the weekend. So what happens to 800,000 pounds of Dippin' Dots now that it's over? A national TV audience got to see the home of the Atlanta Braves host the free ski and snowboarding event. The teardown of the 15-story high ramp made of 600,000 pounds of steel. That's quite an undertaking, making 800 tons of snow. Well, that was too. It's called cryogenic snow. It's made by combining liquid nitrogen, water, and compressed air. It covered the jump that athletes flew down 40 miles per hour. The cleanup for that snow is simple, not too much shoveling required. Nature will take care of the brunt of it, especially with all the rain in the last few days and the warm days coming. Up next, these are Senator Johnny Isakson's last days in Congress. We're looking at some of his most defining votes and the one critical vote he will not get to cast. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Babe, where are my keys?
Mom, where's my lunch?
Where's my phone? Hey, where's my blue shirt?
Where's my pen? Have you seen it?
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
I woke up at 2 in the morning to be here. Where were you?
Once you allow it, right, then it sets you up for the entire week where you just have lost it.
Like on a Sunday, it's like, oh, let's just order some Chinese food, and of course you wind up eating tons of that. And then on Monday, you're like, well, I got leftovers, I can't let it go to waste.
Auntie wants to give you a plate to take home from the barbecue.
Auntie.
Auntie, don't invite me to the barbecue.
I'm gonna be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. only on 11Alive.
The 11Alive app is your go-to source for all things Atlanta.
You hear what happened today? I'll tell you all about it.
Breaking news the moment it happens.
The boil water advisory.
Hyper-local, accurate weather alert.
You may want to grab that sweater, maybe even a coat.
More stories to uncover. More videos to discover.
He did it his way.
Personalized for you.
And that's what makes it so special.
The 11Alive app. Available now in the App Store.
Hey, I got the ways to go. I got moves to make, homie, but I stay in the flow. See, I just do what I say I'm gonna do. No, my movement ain't fading. You could assume what the doing was great.
Oh, and so I was saying, there is always something filming here in Atlanta. From movies to TV shows, you name it. And so the A Scene keeps up with all of it for you. Casting calls, which big celebrities are in town, what's filming, and if it's in your neighborhood. It's like an inside scoop.
Oh, nice. But you know, I really wish you would have told us we were filming this today.
Ooh, did I not text you? All right. Ah, it's in my drafts. That's my bad.
So you slept in and you missed Morning Rush, huh? Well, here's what you missed. In my experience, good guys do finish last.
I consider myself a nice guy. I've got the most beautiful woman in the world in my eyes.
You're a nice guy too,
Yeah.
Jesse.
I'm saying in my experience, when growing up, good guys didn't finish last.
Somebody broke his heart somewhere along the line.
We're here every weekday morning, so come on, hang out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays.
Poisonous poinsettias, employees who can't say Merry Christmas, and a touching new photo of an American icon. While many of us may be taking time off for the holidays, viral claims on the internet, you know, they're not. Here's our Jason Puckett verifying some holiday claims.
Let's start with the war on Christmas, or the message that's trying to make it seem like there's a war on Christmas. It claims to be from a Starbucks manager in Charlotte, North Carolina. Quote, I inform my employees that they will be fired on the spot if I hear them say Merry Christmas to any customers. Okay, we're not showing you this to build anger. Quite the opposite, because this is fake. It gained some virality online and was even shared by a US representative, but Starbucks themselves debunked it. They say this wasn't a real Starbucks employee and that their baristas are, quote, offered the autonomy to choose how to greet each person. That includes Merry Christmas. So this claim, false. The original account has been suspended now, but if you see a screenshot going around, try to share the real story. Next, a claim about a Christmas favorite, the poinsettia, or poinsettia. Look, I'm not verifying the pronunciation. They're actually both recognized in the dictionary.
Poinsettia. Poinsettia.
What we're talking about is whether they're poisonous. It's a claim you find all over social media. For the reality, we checked with the ASPCA, the CDC, and veterinarians. So for humans, poinsettias are mildly irritating at worst, but for pets, they can be toxic. If eaten, they can irritate a pet's gastrointestinal tract. Now that causes vomiting and diarrhea, which in turn causes dehydration.
Most of those incidents are probably going to be self-limiting in that they're going to throw up, purge what they took in, and then be okay.
Bottom line, poinsettias can be irritating, and if your pet eats one, you should monitor them. But the plant isn't deadly for humans or animals. And last, a touching Christmas moment from the past. Just look at this photo of Elvis and Lisa Marie Presley playing guitar on Christmas morning at Graceland. This tweet from the History Lovers Club showed this sweet moment for the first time, except, I hate to be a Grinch, it's not real. Let me introduce you to this stock image from alamy.com. This is listed from 2006. Now, side by side, same photo, just with Elvis and Lisa Marie edited over the stock family. So we can verify it is a fake. Now we get it, this isn't really harming anyone, but we wanted to point out that even a sweet Christmas photo can be a fake, and it's worth taking that extra time to run a photo through a reverse image search before you share it. Seeing any other claims for us to verify? Send us an email.
This is Senator Johnny Isakson's final full week in Congress. In his 45 years of public service, he's been held up as one of the best examples of having a bipartisan voice, working with both sides. Senator Susan Collins of Maine says it's hard to find anyone who doesn't like him, and that says a lot in today's political climate. Senator Isakson retires as the Senate is about to face a historic trial. Senators will vote whether to remove the president from office. Senator Isakson will not be there for the impeachment trial since his last day is December 31st. The last impeachment vote of President Bill Clinton came just before Isakson was elected. But he's been in there for many other defining moments, both in the United States Congress and as the only man to serve on both the State House and on the Senate. And his work has helped define Georgia and Metro Atlanta over the decades. Just this year, Senator Isakson helped secure funding for Georgia farmers whose crops were destroyed by Hurricane Michael. He served on the Atlanta Regional Commission Board in the late 1990s. During that time, he was a driving force behind ARC's Vision 2020. It was a long-range plan for development in Atlanta, and here we are, almost 2020 now. It's his work on the 2006 Pension Protection Act that he is most proud of. His amendment saved pensions for thousands of airline employees, including 91,000 in Georgia. He's been focused on supporting veterans in his career, and in the past couple of weeks, he has encouraged others to continue that work. Georgia's junior Senator David Perdue says, as we enter a new year as human beings, we should strive to be more like Johnny Isakson. If we do, we might just change Georgia and the country for the better.
Well, we're still seeing the showers out there. Day 3 of rain now, and it has really been adding up in some spots. But things have lightened across much of North Georgia. Meanwhile, we still have some light rain stretching from the connector down towards Carrollton. And Noonan has seen quite a bit of rain today. Eatonton just saw some showers passing through, and those are going to be moving across 75 within the next 45 minutes or so. So we're continuing to watch the rain out there tonight and the widespread gray, the cloud cover, the fog that is out there as well. It's going to be with us until this area of low pressure finally moves off the coastline, but those counterclockwise winds right now still keeping us a little bit on the damp, drizzly side. So look at some of the rainfall amounts we have had in the bright pink. That's 6 inches of rain there near Destin. Also, we had about 4 inches in Brunswick and in Savannah. So our amounts were much lighter here across the Atlanta area. Temperatures going up right now despite the rain here in Noonan. You can see the rain on the lens. It is drizzly, it is foggy, and not too far away in West Noonan, Denise Beal-Estel posted this picture of her rain gauge with almost 3 inches of rain. So it looks like over 2.5 inches of rain from this particular storm event here. And also nearby, Bill Honia in Meriwether County also sent us some video earlier of the flooding there on the Red Oak Creek near that covered bridge. You may have been there before, but this is just a picture showing how the water was encroaching on the roadways there. So it is kind of mucky in some spots, but we should see improvement as we head into tomorrow. So let's take a look at those temperatures. 55 degrees was our high temperature this afternoon, but right now we're at 57. Yes, this evening temperatures actually going up. We will be unseasonably warm the next couple of days, and the rainfall was much needed now that we're going to be in a warmer, drier pattern, so it came at a pretty good time for us. We're looking at those temperatures right now at 53 in Duluth, 53 in Blairsville this time, 2 days before Christmas. Rarely do you see temperatures that warm this time of night, 2 days before Christmas in Blairsville and Blue Ridge. We're looking at 54 in Thomas and 55 in LaGrange. So the next few hours we'll still have some of that drizzle, that light rain. We'll see the foggy conditions, and then that should start to lift as we head into the morning hours. But by tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., we'll already be in the mid-50s. That's really something. So in comes the moisture around that area of low pressure yet this evening. During the early morning hours, we should see most of it here south of I-20, and then that moving off to the southeast. So some clouds to start tomorrow, but then clearing out pretty quickly throughout the day. We should see plenty of sunshine. So your Christmas Eve day forecast, Santa's really happy about it. Warm and dry, temperatures warming up quickly into the mid-60s by around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that sets us up for a very nice Christmas Eve as well. It should be right around 60 degrees during those Christmas Eve services, and then we'll end up seeing things get a little chillier overnight. All the stockings will be hung by the mantle with care, on the mantle with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon will be there, and he'll have good flying weather coming in here with partly cloudy skies and temperatures getting down into the low 40s tomorrow night into Christmas morning. So as we head into Tuesday, Christmas Eve day, we're expecting to see areas of fog burning off fairly early and then getting into the mid-60s with plenty of afternoon sunshine. Nice on Christmas Day, too. Really, really nice. Low 60s by the afternoon hours. We should be in the mid-60s on Thursday, another 10 on the wazometer. Friday looking good, too. Next week, it looks like it could be coming a little unsettled, but we have a nice few days to enjoy once this rain gets out of here.
All right, thanks, Sam. A Duluth pie studio that had to close shop following a fire is taking its bakery on the road. Crave Pie Studios is still turning out pies and its food truck while repairs are made to its building. Last week, the crew traveled all the way to New York City to serve up a slice of pie to the cast of the Today Show.
I received a text message from one of my coworkers saying that, hey, the Today Show is looking for pie recipes that have a backstory, and you really should submit yours because you've got a great backstory. And I, usually don't, do things like that. But I wasn't busy because I wasn't, running a pie shop. And then I got a call or an email on a Saturday morning asking if I could fly up to New York the next week. And of course I said yes, because it was just one of those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities.
The Duluth Pie Shop is expected to reopen by March. A second location is opening in Alpharetta this weekend.
It's our weekly journey to explore the cuisines and cultures that make up our region. This is At the Table ATL. I'm Matt Pearl. You can find the foods of dozens of nations right here in Metro Atlanta. So far, we've already covered 56 countries. And for number 57, we're spotlighting the country with the biggest population in the world. Let's head up Buford Highway to Gu's Kitchen for a taste of China.
So, what is this called?
这是甜水面，是我们成都很有。
How does thick noodle represent China?
因为它是手工做的，这是地道的川菜名小吃。成都是个几千年的文明这个大城市，它是就是比如说宴会上，它可以上这个甜水面，然后早餐、午餐、晚餐。 就是随时都是，因为名小吃。
What does it mean to represent Chinese food here in Atlanta?
我觉得作为一种奉献来说，是很高兴的事，因为亚特兰大的气候跟成都差不多。我待了很多年了，我觉得我很喜欢亚特兰大。
That makes 57 episodes, meaning 57 different countries covered so far. Watch all our episodes and get a preview of where we're headed next. We're on Facebook and Instagram at the Table ATL.
Those hectic mornings. Catch the Rush Block on the Morning Rush.
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
Atlanta is filled with great photo spots. And of course, I would know because this is my hometown. I'm 11Alive's Francesca Amaker, and I'm about to show you my picks for the 3 best Instagram spots in Atlanta. The Outcast mural is one of Atlanta's newest hotspots. Created by the artist Jex, people flock from all over the world just to get a shot of these 2 hip-hop legends. News of the mural went viral when Big Boy himself gave a shout out on Instagram. You can find it tucked away in a back parking lot in Little 5 Points. An Atlanta icon, ever-changing, always interesting. The Krog Street Tunnel is full of artwork from some pretty eclectic Atlanta artists.
Yeah, all we feel is good vibes. We vibe with it, it's a good time. We don't worry about the hate, we just pass it to the side.
There's graffiti, community messages, concert announcements. You really never know what you're gonna get here, and that's what makes it so special. You can find it between Cabbagetown and Inman Park. If you've never checked it out, it's a must-see. There are hundreds of works of art along the Beltline. I'm talking murals, sculptures, photography. This beautiful mural was created by the artist Hence. It's 100 feet long, and even though it was created in 2014, it still remains very popular to musicians and photographers alike. You can find it on the East Side Trail under Virginia Avenue. So let me know what you think. It doesn't have to be street art. Maybe your favorite spot is down the street from your home or a great view. Connect with me on Facebook and Instagram and share your favorite Instagram spots in Atlanta. And come hang out with me on Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been?
It looks like fun.
They are fun.
And they're
convenient. But they're being dumped everywhere.
5,000 scooters at one time active throughout the city. I enjoy them myself. They're fun. There's got to be some regulations.
I just feel like we have to evolve with the times, though. They're not going anywhere. They shouldn't go anywhere. It's a new way of transporting. We have to evolve.
I'm going to be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m.
You see them all day, every day. Headlines, stats, and numbers. Well, check out this holiday spirit in Cherokee County. It's on the move. This is a tow truck that hauls semi-trucks. It's a tow rig. It is massive, and every inch is covered in holiday lights. Our photojournalist Luke Carter spotted it driving around. The truck is also equipped with some speakers and a soundtrack for the cruising light display. I love it. It makes me so happy.
It's such a festive tow truck. I think all tow trucks should look like that. Well, the drizzle will be ending tonight, and we should see more sunshine tomorrow, warming into the mid-60s for Christmas Eve day, Aisha.
All right, hey, we are just getting started. We are in the thick of things. Join us at 10 o'clock right here on Primetime.
When we used to watch shows and
cliffhangers.
They would wait the next week. You're, what's going to happen to the $6 million man? He was hanging with his one bionic arm.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
Atlanta. Almost 6 million people call the Metro home. But what makes this place so great? I'm 11Alive's Chesley McNeil. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why Atlanta is the best city in America. Come on, man. It's the heart of the South. And it's one of the most diverse cities around. People from all walks of life have come here and made it home. From different backgrounds, languages, and religions. And who can forget about the food? They all make this a cultural melting pot, full of great people and Southern hospitality. Atlanta's rich history is unmatched, known as the cradle of the civil rights movement for good reason. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Andrew Young, John Lewis, they all fought in the struggle for equal rights right here. Businesses on Sweet Auburn Avenue, local black churches, and college students from Atlanta all helped shape the future of America. Once an Olympic city, Atlanta's home to the best sports scene across the nation. Hey look, the South has something to say. You won't find more passionate fans anywhere. From the Atlanta Braves home run king, my man, Hank Aaron, to the human highlight film, Hawks' Dominique Wilkins, some of the greatest athletes have come through Atlanta. We're talking the Falcons, the Braves, the Hawks, the MLS champs, Atlanta United. This city has something for every kind of sports fan. So what do you think? Is Atlanta the best city in America? Connect with us. Use Facebook or Instagram and tell us why this city's got it going on. And then watch us every weekday morning from 5 to 7 on the Morning Rush on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Babe, where are my keys?
Where's my lunch?
Where's my phone? Hey, where's my blue shirt?
Where's my pen? Have you seen it?
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
I woke up at 2 in the morning to be here. Where were you?
Once you allow it, right, then it sets you up for the entire week where you just have lost it.
Like on a Sunday, it's like, let's just order some Chinese food, and of course you wind up eating tons of that. And then on Monday, you're like, I got leftovers. I can't let it go to waste.
Auntie wants to give you a plate to take home from the barbecue.
Auntie.
No.
Auntie, don't invite me to the barbecue.
I'm going to be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. only on 11Alive.
The 11Alive app is your go-to source for all things Atlanta.
You hear what happened today? I'll tell you all about it.
Breaking news the moment it happens.
The boil.
11Alive News Primetime on the ATL starts now.
The price of fame, the tactic filmmakers are using to offer aspiring actors a chance to be on screen.
Also, a routine traffic stop ends in a huge drug bust. We're going to show you everything deputies found inside that car. But first, it is a damp and dreary time tonight, folks. Everyone wants to know, will the skies clear for Christmas?
Meteorologist Samantha Moore is tracking the forecast from where you live. Hey, Sam.
Hi there. Boy, I'll tell you what, this system is moving out just as slowly as it moved in. Just kind of gradually, we're starting to see a little improvement out there tonight, but plenty of cloud cover, plenty of fog and drizzle still to be experienced out there. And you can see those showers lightening up here down 85. That's looking much better. But we do have some showers along the connector in Midtown, stretching down towards Peachtree City, where we've seen quite a bit of rain today, around 2 inches of rain there. I've heard Peachtree Lake has been, Lake Peachtree has been rising and is looking very healthy tonight. And we're seeing that rain wrap around that area of low pressure that's now off the Georgia coastline. So we're not getting the rain in from the south anymore. It's rotating around that low coming out of our east. And we're still going to see some showers yet tonight, but they will be decreasing in their intensity, and overnight we'll see things start to improve as the rain tapers off in the morning. Still a little breezy at times. By tomorrow morning, we'll see that early morning fog, and then it'll clear out. And we're going to see mostly sunny skies during the day on our Christmas Eve day, with some breezy conditions at times. But by Christmas Eve itself, Christmas Eve, all will be calm. Temperatures near 60 degrees during the evening hours. We're going to make it into the mid-60s for highs tomorrow with partly cloudy conditions. So it's looking pretty good for Santa's arrival on Christmas Eve night. So coming up, we'll time out the rest of your holiday week and let you know how warm we're going to be getting.
Thanks a lot, Sam. And it is countdown to Christmas. We all know that. Just a couple of days to go here, folks. People are still scrambling to get to their destinations.
And as Chanu Her shows us, the excitement is building as families wait to hug their loved ones at the airport.
Stop by the Atlanta airport this time of year and you notice the waiting. Waiting for bags, waiting for loved ones.
2 years.
Like what April Mason is doing.
I'm waiting for my son and daughter-in-law. They're coming from New Jersey, and my youngest son, he's in college. He's 21, so he's flying in from California.
She was just one of a crowd of people anxiously standing around, hoping to catch the ones they've been waiting for come up that escalator.
You're excited? I'm excited. I'm excited to see them and see how they respond.
Her son's a Marine, and so is his wife. Wilhelmina Cheeseborough, just a few feet away, understands Mason's excitement. She's waiting for her son, who serves in the Army and is stationed in South Korea.
And he'll be here till January after my birthdays.
He said that he wants to go to Whataburger because he wants a hamburger. That's what he said he wants to do as soon as he gets back.
The Cheeseboroughs drove 3 hours from Alabama to pick up their hero, as they let everyone know with their sign. And even after waiting in traffic, they don't mind waiting some more at the airport. It's worth it for these families, especially as the holidays approach.
Granny's baby, she's always FaceTiming me, so this is our first time just her, and she reached for me because she knows my face.
Because for someone like Mason, these moments are a gift.
Oh, Mason tells Chanu this is the first time all of her kids, their spouses, and grandchildren will all be home in Atlanta together.
Oh, that is awesome. Marijuana pills and a stolen gun. That's just some of what authorities found after a traffic stop in Rockdale County. The Rockdale County Sheriff's Office posted these photographs on Facebook. Deputies say a routine traffic stop near Johnson Park in Conyers led them to find 2 pounds of weed, prescription pills, and the stolen gun. Investigators have not said why the driver was initially pulled over.
The search continues for 2 young men in connection to a shooting and robbery in the parking lot at Lenox Square Mall. It happened on one of the busiest shopping days of the year. Police say security cameras caught the suspects running away Saturday, possibly headed toward the MARTA train station on Lenox Road. A Macy's worker told police she was walking to her car around noon when 2 men with a gun demanded her keys. One shot her in the stomach and they took off. The victim is out of the hospital tonight, and police say they were able to quickly identify the suspects thanks to hundreds of cameras in that area.
We have a combination of private and APD security cameras that are tied into our video integration center that we're able to look at. So that's a force multiplier for us when we're able to get video evidence.
Back in 2015, following some high-profile attacks and carjackings in Buckhead, more than 235 security cameras at Lenox and Phipps were connected to APD's video monitoring system. Since then, crime trends have changed, with fewer crimes overall reported near Lenox in December this year than 2015.
Well, a woman convicted of killing her husband and then staging a murder scene will remain behind bars. We're talking about Pamela Ballin. She has lost her appeal to the Georgia Supreme Court. She called 911 in 2009 claiming her home had been burglarized and her husband was beaten. Well, investigators found that story didn't really add up and that she was trying to collect more than $1 million in life insurance policies. And there will be no charges in a fatal gas station shooting in DeKalb County. This all took place at a Texaco station on Grisham Road. It happened Saturday night. Police said that a man was selling cologne from his car at the gas station when Brian Jackson Sweeney approached him. The victim told police that he saw Jackson Sweeney with a gun, so he grabbed his own. Then the men got into a struggle over that weapon. It went off and Jackson Sweeney was killed. Police are still looking for 2 other men who were with Jackson Sweeney.
Atlanta police want to find the drivers behind this viral video. You can see those drivers doing donuts, having a good old time out there in front of this huge crowd of people over the weekend. This all went down at the intersection of Spring Street and Ponce de Leon in Midtown, not too far from the Fox Theater. We reached out to APD and they want to remind everyone this is illegal.
Well, the start of the new decade is approaching really fast, and with it comes a list of new state laws. Starting January 1st, some could impact your health care, taxes, and children. 11Alive's Joe Hinkie breaks it all down.
Governor Brian Kemp signed several hundreds into law. Some went into effect earlier this year. The rest begin next week. 2 of the laws impact children and parents. Now, House Bill 478 creates stricter state requirements to list someone on the state's child abuse registry. Abusers will now need to be at least 18 years of age to be listed instead of 13 under previous law. The process for having a review hearing before being added to the list or having a name expunged will be updated on January 1st. And for parents saving for their child's college education, House Bill 266 could change your taxes. If you use what is called a 529 plan to save for college, your state deduction beginning with the 2020 tax year will double from $2,000 to $4,000 per child. If you are a single taxpayer, it jumps from $4,000 to $8,000 per year if you file jointly with your spouse.
All right, thanks a lot, Joe. By the way, today, Governor Brian Kemp got a first look at the damage and repairs underway at Grady Hospital after a 24-inch pipe burst. 11Alive's Naima Abdullahi caught up with the governor to see how the repairs are going.
Governor Brian Kemp says it was very important to come here to Grady Memorial Hospital to look at the damage firsthand as they continue to put more resources into fixing this critical issue. We're getting a look inside the 30-bed mobile hospital unit brought into Grady to take in more patients, considering about 220 patient beds were damaged in the flooding on December 7th. Governor Kemp toured the hospital Monday to assess the damage. Just 2 weeks ago, the Level 1 Trauma Center was forced to divert incoming patients and transfer some existing patients after the pipe burst, impacting 3 floors and causing Governor Kemp to declare a state of emergency. The governor says local help has played a big part. Nearby hospitals taking in Grady patients, Georgia Power chipped in with generators, and Home Depot helped to dry out the hospital. Governor Kemp says they'll continue to keep a close eye on the progress.
I didn't have to understand what the damage was going to be like. I knew. You know, if you pour a gallon of water out on the floor, it's a lot. So water coming out of a 24-inch water main literally destroys streets when it happens underground. So, you know, the damage is severe as you can imagine, but they are on top of it. But they have a lot of mitigation to do before you can start the construction back to make sure that there are no lingering effects.
We're told it will take up to 3 months to complete all the repairs. This is the governor's first visit to the hospital since the flooding, and he says he's amazed at the progress.
A state senator has introduced legislation to give Georgia students a leg up on early admission to in-state schools. Senator Brandon Beach wants the state to require 90% of early admissions be set aside for Georgia residents. This would only apply to early admission at 4 state schools. We're talking about the University of Georgia, Georgia Tech, Georgia State, and Augusta University. This year, only 60% of UGA's early admittance were in-state. Well, pay to be in my film or you don't get this job. How about that? Some independent filmmakers are forcing aspiring actors to fork over a lot of money to be in their film. 11Alive's Deborah Tuff explains the tactic, well, it's not really illegal, but some consider it flat out immoral.
That's right. You know what? With Atlanta's billion-dollar booming film industry, you have those who want in and willing to do what they have to do to make that happen. But what they may not know, according to one longtime insider, they're being taken advantage of.
A lot of independent films are doing it.
This director and actor didn't want to show his face because the independent film circuit is so small.
Most major films that I've known of the years of being in the industry, they don't do stuff like that.
That stuff make actors pay to play by being a lead in the film. The actor says he's been approached several times.
Nah, I'm good. Most of the people I've encountered was the people who don't know much about the film industry and really want a big break. And they're willing to do anything to do it.
Like fork out $100 per lead or $500 a lead. The sales pitch, stardom.
They give you all these promises, oh, it's going to be big, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, and it don't work like that.
The decades-long actor says usually the film fizzles and the unsuspecting victim out of their hard-earned cash.
The money that you spend to be on set, you can spend less than that to pay somebody to go through their actors class, and a lot of times they have showcases and stuff, and they have the big wigs out there, and you might get picked up.
When I spoke to Commissioner Lee Thomas with the Georgia Film, Music, and Digital Entertainment Office about this play-to-play scam, she shook her head in disbelief, saying, no, 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 that's not right. She advised folks to go to the Georgia Economic Development website. There you can find info on legit films in the state, casting calls from companies like Extra Casting Atlanta, workshops, even networking events. A link is on 11alive.com.
All right, Deborah, thanks a lot. Straight ahead. For many families, the holiday season can put a strain on their wallets. How local lawmakers are stepping in to help a family of 10.
Days, 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11 Alive.
Some mornings, what you want isn't what you have time for. And that's why there's the Rush Block, the biggest news of the day in 5 minutes or less. Quick and convenient for all those hectic mornings. Catch the Rush Block on the Morning Rush.
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11 Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
Atlanta is filled with great photo spots. And of course, I would know because this is my hometown. I'm 11 Alive's Francesca Amaker, and I'm about to show you my picks for the 3 best Instagram spots in Atlanta. The Outcast mural is one of Atlanta's newest hotspots. Created by the artist Jex, people flock from all over the world just to get a shot of these 2 hip-hop legends. News of the mural went viral when Big Boy himself gave a shout out on Instagram. You can find it tucked away in a back parking lot in Little 5 Points. An Atlanta icon, ever-changing, always interesting. The Krog Street Tunnel is full of artwork from some pretty eclectic Atlanta artists.
Yeah, all we feel is good vibe. When you vibe with it, it's a good time. We don't worry about the hate, we just pass it to the side.
There's graffiti, community messages, concert announcements. You really never know what you're gonna get here, and that's what makes it so special. You can find it between Cabbagetown and Inman Park. If you've never checked it out, it's a must-see.
Christmas is just 2 days away. It's meant to be a joyous celebration, but for a lot of families, the holiday season, we know it can be a struggle. Natisha Lance is here to show us how a family of 10 got some much-needed help today.
Well, Aisha, the average American family will spend more than $600 for Christmas, but as you mentioned, some families just don't have that extra money to do it. So that's why local council members are stepping in.
The kids, they're excited, they don't know what to do.
A family of 10, once homeless, touched by the holiday spirit.
It's just been a big blessing. It's a big weight off our shoulders.
Atlanta City Council members Andrea Boone and Andre Dickens played Santa and Mrs. Claus, taking the Stinson family on a bit of a shopping spree at Walmart. Every child helped fill carts with goodies for the year: clothes, shoes, and of course, toys.
It's a blessing because we have 9 kids and we won't be able to get none of this without the help of those.
49% of Georgia's children live in low-income families. That's according to the National Center for Children in Poverty. Boone and Dickens grew up in the same community where the Stinsons currently live.
She found out about us when we became homeless, and ever since then, she's been in our life looking out for us.
Well, the Stinsons are looking forward to a very Merry Christmas. And in fact, Mr. Stinson, who was just there, said it was going to be a awesome-rific Christmas. First time I've heard it. Awesome-rific.
Hey, I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Natisha. A very royal Christmas. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry share their family Christmas card featuring baby Archie. The Queen's Commonwealth Trust tweeted out this photograph of the family of 3 today. 7-month-old Archie is the spotlight of the card, as you can see there, just front and center. Which shouldn't be a problem since it's his first Christmas. The card reads, "Wishing you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from our family to yours."
All right, it was a soggy weekend, but finally we are going to get some dry weather, but not after people had to deal with this. This is some video from Bill Honea, one of our 11Alive storm trackers. You're looking at Red Oak Creek there in Meriwether County. Well, the rain finally started to let up today. We're glad about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Meteorologist Samantha Moore here. Sam, I know we're not going to get a white Christmas, but are we going to get a dry one?
That it will be the case, I do believe. We've had 3 days of rain, and it's finally going to be moving out of here just in time for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day to be really spectacular. Warm, very warm. Unseasonably warm, in fact. But for now, it's still dreary out there. It's still drizzly. We have fog and we have wet roadways after all the rain that we've had. But you can tell things are tapering off. And we're starting to see some improvement in visibility as well. So Forsyth, Flovilla, and into Thomaston, still seeing some of that rain working its way in. And I don't think we'll totally dry out until the early morning hours, until this area of low pressure that's been bringing in that moisture around that counterclockwise flow moves off into the Atlantic and takes the rain right along with it. So some spots, like in the panhandle of Florida, received 6 inches of rain. We saw about 4 inches in Brunswick and in Savannah. And here, more commonly, we saw about 1 inch to 3 inches of rain accumulate. They're still seeing the rain here down in Noonan. You can see the water on the lens, the wet roadways. It has been pretty persistent throughout this evening. In fact, Denise Beal-Estel, who lives in West Noonan, had her rain gauge out, and 3 inches is what she was reporting in terms of how much rain she had there in West Noonan. And I know we showed you that video earlier of Bill Honea, and he also had some photographs that he shared on our Facebook page of just the impacts of this heavy rain that we saw here in the Noonan area and the Meriwether County area. So let's take a look at those temperatures that were impacted by this rain and this weather pattern. We were cool in the 40s yesterday, and now we are warming up. 55 was our afternoon high today after morning low of 46. We should be around 52 and 35 this time of year. So 1900s, that doesn't sound like much rain, but combined with what we had yesterday, we picked up around 1 3/4 inches of rain at the airport. So that is really good. And it was the type of rain we needed, kind of persistent and light. So it had the ability to really absorb into the soil. So we're looking at 55 in Gainesville right now, 51 in Blairsville, 57 in Dalton. These are very mild temperatures for 2 days before Christmas in North Georgia. And we still have a chance for a few light showers out there yet tonight, and then improving conditions as we head out the door on our Christmas Eve day with so much to do and good weather to do it in. So showers tapering off tonight. Some areas of dense fog, especially in those wind protected spots, but looking pretty good as we head in through the afternoon and evening. Warmer and drier weather ahead for the next few days. So still seeing a few of those showers tonight during the evening hours. It's still murky, it's still foggy, and the roads are still wet. But once we get into tomorrow and those clouds clear out, the fog clears out, we'll see the drying winds move in, and the breezes will let up, and a very nice Christmas Eve day to look forward to. It'll be warm and dry. Temperatures at noon in the upper 50s with plenty of sunshine, and we should be in the mid 60s by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then our Christmas Eve forecast gets even better here as we head into the evening. Great flying weather for Santa. I think he is going to have perfect flying conditions as he makes his way to your house with temperatures in the low 40s tomorrow night into Christmas Day. So here's your 7-day outlook. We'll have some fog in the morning and then plenty of sunshine in the afternoon, mid-60s, low 60s on Christmas Day. Again, plenty of sunshine. That nice pattern continues Thursday and pretty much for the most part Friday. And then we may be talking rain next week. But after tonight, a few good days of lovely December weather.
All right, when we come back, the story of a woman using her family's experience to help children in Metro Atlanta, book by book. Brave conquers fear.
I really wish you would have told us we were filming this today. Ooh, did I not text you? All right. Ah, it's in my drafts. That's my bad.
So you slept in and you missed Morning Rush, huh? Well, here's what you missed.
In my experience, good guys do finish last.
I consider myself a nice guy. I've got the most beautiful woman in the world in my eyes.
You're a nice guy too,
Yeah.
Chester.
I'm saying in my experience, when growing up, good guys didn't finish last.
Somebody broke his heart somewhere along the line.
We're here every weekday morning, so come on, hang out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
You didn't get my text? The whole crew got together for coffee this morning.
I'm learning the taste of water because I'm sugary.
Okay,
Right.
about that?
Reward would be
Slimming down. Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, a little water in my
yes.
cup.
And beautiful skin. You know, even more beautiful skin, you know, when it's all hydrated and everything else. I'm not going to be able to sit next to you in a few months.
Don't drink your morning coffee alone. Have it with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
Some mornings, what you want isn't what you have time for. And that's why there's the Rush Blog, the biggest news of the day in 5 minutes or less. Quick and convenient for all those hectic mornings. Catch the Rush Blog on the Morning Rush.
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
Atlanta is filled with great photo spots. And of course, I would know because this is my hometown. I'm 11Alive's Francesca Amaker, and I'm about to show you my picks for the 3 best Instagram spots in Atlanta. The Outcast mural is one of Atlanta's newest hotspots. Created by the artist Jex, people flock from all over the world just to get a
Allison Taylor found the career that she knows she's meant to do because of the health struggles her son went through. She wants to show the same care and support that meant so much to her family to others, one book at a time.
You can. I am not going to get up.
Good. Stories come to life when you can relate to them.
Do you know this word?
That's true for Kennedy and her friend, who she calls the book lady.
That's right. And this is their home too. I'm Allison Taylor. I'm the librarian.
Long before Ms. Allison spent her days here, children's health care was a big part of her family's story.
Countless visits to the emergency room.
She'd bring her son William often.
He had a disease in his esophagus.
Books were a needed distraction and some entertainment when his own story was so painful.
Changed my son's life.
Once William was well, this former English teacher knew she could help bring stories to life and relate to the stories of patients in a place that can feel overlooked at times.
The first thing I had to do was look up Hughes Spalding. It's a 3rd hospital that I didn't know anything about.
Hughes Spalding is next to Grady Hospital.
Hey, Kanaji, I told you I was coming.
Each book is a gift.
It's got the history because I know you're interested in it.
It inspires learning for kids like Kanaji, who miss a lot of school.
It's not a fun place to be all the time.
And a delivery is always a dose of love and care.
Respect the king of Wakanda. So you're going to enjoy that one?
Let him know that somebody here
is taking time to bring him something that gives him a little pleasure from, all of this.
I feel such joy to see that they are getting something good while they're here. Thank you so much.
Always understanding the most important story unfolding comes from the person holding the book.
You've come so far. Just so deserving, and they make me count my blessings every single day. Take care.
You know, there are so many Brave Conquerors Fear stories to share from the year, and we hope you're going to join us for our 30-minute special on Christmas Day at 5 p.m. And if you have a story to share for next year, we would love to hear about it.
After the break, a disturbing twist in the murder of a missing mom. Why police believe one of her oldest friends was behind the whole thing. Three most interesting numbers of the day, what they mean, and why they're important. News and numbers on Up Late.
What's the best part about
your voice? It is never too loud or too much. Your voice has the power to tell it like it is.
Bringing us together to act.
Together our voices grow. Together we come alive, amplifying voices and breaking down barriers to change the story and shape the future. Together we are unstoppable. Together we are where Atlanta speaks.
Remember the old days, the old cliffhangers when we used to watch shows?
And cliffhangers.
They would wait the next week. You're, what's going to happen to the $6 million man? He was hanging with his one bionic arm.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. only on 11Alive.
Atlanta. Almost 6 million people call the Metro home. But what makes this place so great? I'm 11Alive's Chesley McNeil. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why Atlanta is the best city in America. Come on, man. It's the heart of the South. And it's one of the most diverse cities around. People from all walks of life have come here and made it home. From different backgrounds, languages, and religions. And who can forget about the food? They all make this a cultural melting pot, full of great people and Southern hospitality. Atlanta's rich history is unmatched, known as the cradle of the civil rights movement for good reason. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Andrew Young, John Lewis, they all fought in the struggle for equal rights right here. Businesses on Sweet Auburn Avenue, local black churches, and college students from Atlanta all helped shape the future of America. Once an Olympic city, Atlanta's home to the best sports scene across the nation. Hey look, the South has something to say. You won't find more passionate fans anywhere. From the Atlanta Braves home run king, my man Hank Aaron, to the human highlight film Hawks Dominique Wilkins, some of the greatest athletes have come through Atlanta. We're talking the Falcons, the Braves, the Hawks, the MLS champs, Atlanta United. This city has something for every kind of sports fan. So what do you think? Is Atlanta the best city in America? Connect with us. Use Facebook or Instagram and tell us why this city's got it going on. And then watch us every weekday morning from 5 to 7 on the Morning Rush on 11Alive.
Televised newscast not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Babe, where are my keys?
Where's my lunch?
Where's my phone? Hey, where's my blue shirt?
Where's my pen? Have you seen it?
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive.
Chilling new details after a Texas mom and her newborn disappeared. The body of the mother was discovered last Thursday on a friend's property more than 100 miles away from where they were last seen.
Now, fortunately, the baby was found inside a friend's house, alive and well. NBC's Sam Brock has more on this tragic story.
The desperate search and devastating discovery of 33-year-old Heidi Broussard is hitting hard.
We're all hurting here as a community.
Just 4 days ago, federal agents and investigators descended on this home near Houston. What they found was horrifying. Heidi's body in the trunk of a car and her 3-week-old baby, Margot, in the house. The woman who lives here, who goes by Megan Humphrey, was one of Heidi's oldest and closest friends. They met at a church camp. She's now charged with 2 counts of kidnapping and tampering with a human corpse. Heidi's mom, Tammy, telling NBC News, "Today we feel overwhelmed, Overwhelmed with grief, of course, but also the details of all that needs to be done. Tim Miller of Texas EquiSearch says he spoke with the suspect when Heidi was missing.
After I hung up talking whether that was the last person in the world I expected that could possibly have anything to do with it. So, yeah, she fooled us all.
We reached out to Humphrey's attorney, who has not returned our calls. But Heidi's friends suspect Megan Humphrey, who's also gone by the name Megan Fieramusca, may have staged her own pregnancy after she posted this baby registry with the same due date as Heidi's. As for baby Margot, Miller tells us she's with a foster family under the care of the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Until DNA results confirm it is Margot, and if Heidi's boyfriend, Shane, is the father.
'Tis the season of giving, but on Capitol Hill there is no giving in just yet. This is between the Democrats and Republicans. Both sides continue to prepare for an impeachment trial of President Donald Trump. Meanwhile, the president could be facing another crisis halfway around the world. NBC's Susan McGinnis has more.
The impeachment impasse showing signs of cracking.
We haven't ruled out witnesses. We've said let's handle this case just like we did with President Clinton. Fair is fair.
The Senate's top Republican signaling he may concede to Democrats' demand for witnesses at the upcoming impeachment trial, a key sticking point keeping House Speaker Nancy Pelosi from releasing articles of impeachment to the Senate.
Send the articles over to the Senate and let them see the tragedy in which y'all just put the American people through.
Among 4 witnesses Democrats want to see, White House budget official Michael Duffy, after newly released emails show he ordered the Pentagon to put Ukraine's military aid on hold minutes after the July phone call when President Trump asked Ukraine's leader for a favor.
The president keeps saying he wants a trial with witnesses, and then they are saying, well, we don't want these key witnesses to testify. What do they have to hide?
Today, the Senate's top Democrat, Chuck Schumer, shifting focus from witnesses to documents, asking senators for relevant evidence withheld by the administration's directive to defy all subpoenas issued by the House. The president tweeting from Florida that Pelosi gave us the most unfair trial in the history of Congress, now crying for fairness in the Senate. The president facing trial, now also facing a potential threat from North Korea, with Kim Jong-un warning the U.S. to prepare for a, quote, Christmas gift. New satellite photos raising concerns North Korea could soon test a missile capable of reaching the U.S.
By the way, U.S. military and intelligence officials are also concerned a North Korean long-range missile test could happen in the next few days or weeks.
Georgia's Supreme Court has upheld the murder conviction of Frankie Gebhardt. He's one of 2 men who killed an African-American man in 1983 for dating a white woman. Timothy Coggins was found dead in Sunnyside in Spalding County. Police say he'd been beaten and chained to a truck and dragged behind it. Coggins' case went cold for more than 3 decades, but in 2017, police got a tip and charged Frankie Gebhardt and Bill Moore with murder. Both were convicted, but Gebhardt was trying to get his conviction overturned on technicalities. The victim's niece spoke about the case after the trial last year.
It wasn't just a murder, it was a brutal, heinous killing. And now we don't have to tell our kids or our grandkids anymore that no one cared for your Uncle Tim. Now we have someone who's guilty.
During Gebhardt's trial, Heather Coggins said she forgave the men who killed her uncle. 3 others, including 2 law enforcement officers who were arrested for tipping off Gebhardt that the case was being reinvestigated. 2 cruise ships that collided off the coast of Mexico have now returned to their home ports. An investigation is underway to figure out how this happened. And tonight we hear from the passengers for the first time. NBC's Morgan Chesky has more.
This morning, 2 cruise ships have returned home, bearing the scars of an accident in Cozumel, Mexico.
He's gonna hit us next! Oh, he's hitting us! He's gonna hit us!
In Tampa, large scrape marks can be seen on the bow of the Carnival Legend. The Carnival Glory, now in New Orleans. Crews working to assess the damage. A crumpled lower deck can be seen at the rear of the ship. According to Carnival Cruise Line, the Glory was maneuvering to dock on Friday when it came into contact with the Legend, which was docked nearby. Video shows the right rear portion of the Glory scraping the Legend's bow, debris falling into the water. The accident captured by multiple angles.
We felt the rumble in the ship,
We didn't know what it was.
This man, a passenger on board the Glory, says the captain made an immediate announcement.
The captain came on there and says, we've got a little problem. We hit another boat.
The incident also causing quite the commotion on land.
Oh my God! I can't believe I got that. Someone could have died.
Everybody's taking pictures of Glory because you don't see that every day. A big ship running into and how much damage it does.
According to Carnival, 6 guests aboard the Glory were treated for minor injuries and released. No one was hurt aboard the Legend. The company adding the accident did not affect the seaworthiness of either ship, which were both at the end of 7-day Caribbean excursions. The investigation continuing as the ships now sit in their home ports. In a letter to passengers obtained by NBC News, the captain of the Glory apologizing for the accident, adding, "A formal investigation is underway to confirm the cause of the accident, which we believe was due to spontaneous wind gusts and strong currents."
All right, you know, there is a tax out there that cuts into benefits some military widows get when their spouses die. Now, it may not be around much longer, and like most tax laws, is very complicated, and there is confusion surrounding it. So a lot of military personnel pay extra money into the Military Survivor Benefit Plan. That gives their wives and husbands about half their spouse's retirement pay when the service member dies. Every military widow or widower also gets survivor payments from the Veterans Administration if the spouse dies on duty. Now, most widows get both benefits without a problem. However, a service member dies of an illness from exposure to chemicals on duty, for example, they can't get both benefits. Now, this affects about 65,000 military spouses. The widow tax has already been repealed by Congress. It just needs the signature of the president to turn it into law. Well, Boeing has now gotten rid of its CEO. The company ended its relationship with Dennis Muilenburg 1 week after Boeing announced it's suspending production of the 737 MAX airplane in January. The plane was grounded after 2 crashes that killed a total of 345 people overseas. Muilenburg was under scrutiny after a document emerged showing commercial pilots and the company's own test pilots raised red flags about the 737 MAX aircraft. Boeing says, quote, "The board of directors decided a change in leadership was necessary to restore confidence in the company moving forward."
Atlanta is going to have to address the question of e-scooters again soon. After 3 deaths involving e-scooters, the city put a nighttime ban in place and restricted other scooter companies from submitting permits. Still, the scooters have been really popular. If we just look at Bird, people took more than 2.6 million rides in Atlanta this year on Bird scooters alone. Several e-scooter permits are running out, some as early as February 2020. That's according to our partners at the Atlanta Business Chronicle. A City of Atlanta spokesperson just says there is legislation in the works to allow companies that have existing permits to be able to renew them.
All right, new icons help customers know which nursing homes have been flagged for abuse or neglect. Some Georgia facilities are actually on that list. The red symbols are the new tool on the federal nursing home compare site. They are given to places where investigators found evidence that a resident was harmed within the past year. It's updated every month. A nursing home must go a year without any violations to get that mark taken off. 5 Georgia facilities have been flagged so far. Reveal investigator Andy Parati has worked on this issue, and he has done this in depth, and you can find more on 11alive.com.
Gas prices are dropping as people hit the road for the holidays, and not a bad sign. According to the Lundberg survey, the national average price is $2.60 per gallon. Prices have dropped about 8 cents in the past 6 weeks. One reason is production is up at refineries. The survey says it's causing retail prices to drop even though oil prices are rising. However, this national average is still higher than last year's average of $2.43.
Well, it's been raining for 3 days, and we have a frontal system off to our east now, and for some reason, instead of getting colder, we're going to be warming up as we head through tomorrow afternoon. So coming up, the reason behind the warm up and what you can expect for your Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
UGA basketball at home tonight, trying to keep their perfect home record. The game came down to the wire. Highlights coming up for you next after the break.
Got moves to make, call me, but I stay in the flow. See, I just do what I say I'm gonna do. No, no, moving ain't faded. You could assume it.
Oh, and
So I was saying, there is always something filming here in Atlanta, from movies to TV shows, you name it. And so the A Scene keeps up with all of it for you. Casting calls, which big celebrities are in town, what's filming, and if it's in your neighborhood. It's like an inside scoop.
Oh, nice. But you know, I really wish you would have told us we were filming this today.
Ooh, did I not text you? All right. Ah, it's in my drafts. That's my bad.
So you slept in and you missed Morning Rush, huh? Well, here's what you missed. In my experience, good guys do finish last.
I consider myself a nice guy. I've got the most beautiful woman in the world in my eyes.
You're a nice guy too,
Yeah.
Chester.
I'm saying in my experience, when growing up, good guys didn't finish last.
Somebody broke his heart somewhere along the line.
We're here every weekday morning, so come on, hang out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
You didn't get my text? The whole crew got together for coffee this morning. I'm learning the taste of water, because I'm sugary. Yeah, right.
About that.
Reward would be
Slimming down. Okay. Yes.
Right? Yeah,
Okay.
a little water in my
Yes.
cup.
And beautiful skin. You know, even more beautiful skin, you know, when it's all hydrated and everything else. I'm not gonna be able to sit next to you in a few months.
Don't drink your morning coffee alone. Have it with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
Some mornings, what you want isn't what you have time for. And that's why there's the Rush Block, the biggest news of the day in 5 minutes or less. Quick and convenient for all those hectic mornings. Catch the Rush Block on the Morning Rush.
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
Atlanta is filled with great photo spots. And of course, I would know because this is my hometown. I'm 11Alive's Francesca Amaker, and I'm about to show you my picks for the 3 best Instagram spots in Atlanta. The Outcast mural is one of Atlanta's newest hotspots. Created by the artist Jex, people flock from all over the world just to get a shot of these 2 hip-hop legends. News of the mural went viral when Big Boy himself gave a shout out on Instagram. You can find it tucked away in a back parking lot in Little 5 Points. An Atlanta icon, ever-changing, always interesting. The Krog Street Tunnel is full of artwork from some pretty eclectic Atlanta artists.
Yeah, all we feel is good vibe with it. It's a good time. We don't worry about that hate. We just pass it to the side.
All right, you're still out there spending money. We got some warnings for you as you finish up that holiday shopping. Here are some hustles the Better Business Bureau says are going on right now. Listen up. Watch out for your emails or pop-ups offering those free gift cards. These can be just another way scammers get your personal information and then steal your identity. People are seeing bogus websites pop up out there too and end up giving out their credit card info before realizing the site is not legit. Always remember, check the URL for those store websites. And finally, pickpocketers, yeah, they are still a thing out there. Be alert while shopping and never leave your items unattended.
Really good advice there. You know, we're only a couple of days away from Santa's yearly trip around the world, leaving those gifts underneath a tree, some of them in the stockings. The tradition of leaving stockings hung on the mantle is an interesting one, and here's our why guy to explain.
A famous poem tells us that on the night before Christmas, the stockings were hung by the chimney with care. It doesn't explain the connection between footwear, a fireplace, and Christmas. Hanging stockings on the mantle is a holiday tradition steeped in folklore, so let's look into why we do it. For the answer, we turn to James Cooper, who created the website whychristmas.com. In the 4th century, a Catholic bishop named Nicholas spread good cheer near his home in Asia Minor, an area we now know as Turkey. There are many popular legends about the generosity of Nicholas. We don't know if any of them are true, but they've been widely disseminated and enjoyed around the world. One story tells us that Nicholas met a man too poor to provide a dowry for his 3 daughters. Without the dowry, they couldn't get married. According to the legend, Nicholas dropped a bag of gold down the man's chimney. It landed in a stocking hung by the fire to dry. Nicholas, the bishop, became St. Nicholas, the inspiration for Santa Claus. For many years, families would place tangerines or oranges into a child's stocking. The color of the fruit would represent the St. Nicholas gift of gold. In some parts of the world, children were encouraged to leave their shoes out and would wait Christmas morning to find treats inside. James Cooper tells us the biggest Christmas stocking was nearly 170 feet long and 71 feet wide. It was created by a volunteer organization in Italy. To get into the Guinness Book of World Records, the group had to fill the stocking with presents. Volunteers loaded it with sweets and balloons.
All right, thanks a lot, Jerry. If you have a question for Jerry, send it to us on Facebook, Twitter, or email.
It's our weekly journey to explore the cuisines and cultures that make up our region. This is At the Table ATL. I'm Matt Pearl. You can find the foods of dozens of nations right here in Metro Atlanta. So far, we've already covered 56 countries. And for number 57, we're spotlighting the country with the biggest population in the world. Let's head up Buford Highway to Gu's Kitchen for a taste of China. So, what is this called?
这是甜水面，是我们成都很有。
How does thick noodle represent China?
因为它是手工做的，这是地道的川菜、名小吃。成都是个几千年的文明这个大城市，它是就是比如说宴会上，它可以上这个甜水面，然后早餐、午餐、晚餐。 就是随时都是，因为名小吃。
What does it mean to represent Chinese food here in Atlanta?
我觉得作为一种奉献来说，是很高兴的事，因为亚特兰大的气候跟成都差不多。我待了很多年了，我觉得我很喜欢亚特兰大。
That makes 57 episodes, meaning 57 different countries covered so far. Watch all our episodes and get a preview of where we're headed next. We're on Facebook and Instagram at the Table ATL.
So we're going to see improving conditions overnight tonight. It'll feel like Santa came tonight because we'll be so excited to see the return of great weather tomorrow and a lot of sunshine. But we still have several hours of damp, drizzly, showery weather. Although we are seeing some improvement here, especially north of I-20. South of I-20, there are a few more showers still scattered about. But I do think as we head into the early morning hours, we'll start to see them wrap up a bit. But they are wrapping around this area of low pressure that is over. It's really stretches from the Tampa area on over towards Charleston, and we're seeing those winds wrap counterclockwise around that. And the interesting thing is our temperatures are warming right now. We have warmed up from where we were at our afternoon high. We're a few degrees warmer than we were earlier, and that trend is going to continue with high pressure to our north. Normally this is a cold pattern for us, but in this instance it's actually making it warmer since there is warmer air off to our northeast right now. So not a very common event happening here during the month of December, especially right before Christmas. Looking out at Blue Ridge, things are very nice there. There's a Santa Express. I'm not sure Santa's going to be hopping aboard there, but certainly it's going to be nice weather for him to do that. And our forecast as we head into Christmas Eve, we're going to make it into the mid-60s tomorrow, and on Christmas Day, almost as warm. We'll back it off a few degrees, but we will see nice dry conditions and plenty of sunshine. So a big change coming our way within the next 12 hours. So here's a look at how those temperatures have warmed up today. So our coolest temperature, of course, was earlier this morning when we went into the upper 40s, 47 degrees in the early morning hours last night. Ever since then, we have pretty much been on a warming trend. Our afternoon high was 54, but now we're at 57, and the warming is going to continue. So pretty comfortable as we head into this evening with Blairsville at 51, Clayton 53, 56 in Rome, and 55 in LaGrange. In the next 12 hours, still a chance for some of those showers here as we head into the early morning, but then I think we'll start to see some improvement. Now, until the sun comes up and starts to warm things up a little bit more, I think we'll see some patches of fog out there. So just bear that in mind if you have some late night travel across North Georgia. So the showers, yep, they're going to be tapering off. Yes, because we've had so much rain. We've had about 1.5 to 3 inches across North Georgia the past 3 days. So we will definitely see some dense radiation fog in those wind protected spots. The winds will be weakening. Still may be breezy at times, but I think the winds will be significantly weaker by tomorrow afternoon. And then warmer and drier for the next few days. So we're going to get a nice break here. So here are those showers still working their way around that area of low pressure, but 2 and 3 in the morning, I think we'll see some great improvement. 4:30 in the morning, we're seeing those winds out of the northeast, maybe a little bit of fog here as you head out the door early, but by mid-morning we should be seeing plenty of sunshine, so a very nice Christmas Eve. Mild temperatures. By lunchtime, we should be enjoying temperatures in the upper 50s and mid 60s by the time we get to the afternoon hours. Warm and dry. And then, you know, Jerry was just talking about the stockings hung by the chimney or at the fireplace with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon will be there. So Chris, Chesley, and Wes, I can vouch that they have been very good this year and they deserve a nice forecast from Santa. And Santa's going to bring it, I think. 43 degrees overnight as he arrives on our rooftops and partly cloudy skies. So a nice dry start to our Christmas Eve and then into Christmas Day as well. So a beautiful couple days to look forward to here with plenty of sunshine. Thursday looks great. Friday almost as good. So we'll get a good 4-day break or so before we have to talk about rain potentially next weekend.
John Collins' 25-game suspension is over. He returned to the Hawks starting lineup tonight, and he made his presence felt right away in Cleveland. Took very little time for Collins to get going and get right back to doing John Collins things. We're used to seeing him do things like that all the time. He was dunking all over the place a lot tonight. Finished with 27 points and 10 rebounds. A really strong first game back for Collins, but let's go to the final seconds of this game. Hawks down 3, need a 3 to tie things up and send it to overtime. You know who's taking the shot. Trae Young pulls up from deep, comes up just short, 121-118 the final. So Collins strong in his return, but the Hawks still unable to get the result.
I feel like everybody's just extremely disappointed. I feel like the effort and energy we came out with tonight, we liked it. Obviously on the defensive end, we could have been a lot better, I felt like, but I just felt like our team spirit was there. I felt like you saw that in just the way we competed and fought back at the end of the game. Try to make it a contest, but no one likes to lose.
College hoops, Georgia taking on Georgia Southern. Dogs perfect 6-0 at home this season. In trouble late in the second half. Anthony Edwards' dunk with under 4 minutes to go put UGA up 3 points. That was the start of a 9-0 run, and those are the kinds of runs you need to close games out late. Edwards finished with 23. Dogs stay perfect at home, 73-64 the final. All right, we're in the middle of bowl season. The Peach Bowl will be here before you know it. LSU already in Atlanta getting ready. They even brought the Pain Cave with them. But seriously, LSU is the favorite to win the college football playoff title, and they're locked in and ready to go.
There's a different feeling about this team this week. This is a playoff game for us. You can feel the intensity retching up. It's pretty good. Focusing on the detail was very good today.
All right, Falcons fans. Marcos, I'm talking to you over here. I know you're sad about your Falcons. Season's almost over, man. 1 week to go. They beat the Jaguars yesterday, bringing their record to 5-2 in the second half of the season. Big picture, Falcons still underachieved, and now Arthur Blank has a tough decision because he wanted to see improvement, and the Falcons did just that. But is this improvement enough to save Dan Quinn's job? Well, we'll have to wait a couple weeks to see what Arthur Blank decides. But one thing we know right now, 100% of the Falcons locker room is behind Dan Quinn.
We all striving for the same thing, and that's to get to the Super Bowl and win games. And sometimes it just don't happen the way we planned or approach it. I mean, expect it to happen, but you know, I know all the guys behind him 100%.
Marcos, you want him back? He's coming back. He's coming back? All right, Marcos says he's coming back. We'll see. That's your look at sports. We'll be right back.
Biggest trials and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been?
It looks like fun.
They are fun.
And they're convenient.
But they're being dumped everywhere.
5,000 scooters at one time active throughout the city. I enjoy them myself. They're fun. There's got to be some regulations.
I just feel like we have to evolve with the times, though. They're not going anywhere. They shouldn't go anywhere. It's a new way of transporting. We have to evolve.
I'm going to be looking for you next time, so use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m.
You see them all day, every day. Headlines, stats, and numbers, but without context, they're just clickbait. So let's add some perspective. The 3 most interesting numbers of the day, what they mean, and why they're important. News and numbers on Up Late.
What's the best part about
Your voice, it is never too loud or too much. Your voice has the power to tell it like it is.
Bringing us together to act.
Together, our voices grow. Together, we come alive, amplifying voices and breaking down barriers to change the story and shape the future. Together, we are unstoppable. Together, we are where Atlanta speaks.
Remember the old days, the old cliffhangers when we used to watch shows?
Hate
and they
cliffhangers.
would, you know, they would wait the next week. You were, oh, what's going to happen to the $6 million man? He was hanging with his one bionic arm.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
Atlanta. Almost 6 million people call the Metro home. But what makes this place so great? I'm 11Alive's Chesley McNeil. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why Atlanta is the best city in America. Come on, man. It's the heart of the South. And it's one of the most diverse cities around. People from all walks of life have come here and made it home. From different backgrounds, languages, and religions. And who can forget about the food? They all make this a cultural melting pot, full of great people and Southern hospitality. Atlanta's rich history is unmatched, known as the cradle of the civil rights movement for good reason. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Andrew Young, John Lewis, they all fought in the struggle for equal rights right here. Businesses on Sweet Auburn Avenue, local black churches, and college students from Atlanta all helped shape the future of America. Once an Olympic city, Atlanta's home to the best sports scene across the nation. Hey look, the South has something to say. You won't find more passionate fans anywhere. From the Atlanta Braves home run king, my man Hank Aaron, to the human highlight film Hawks' Dominique Wilkins, some of the greatest athletes have come through Atlanta. We're talking the Falcons, the Braves, the Hawks, the MLS champs, Atlanta United. This city has something for every kind of sports fan. So what do you think? Is Atlanta the best city in America? Connect with us. Use Facebook or Instagram and tell us why this city's got it going on. And then watch us every weekday morning from 5 to 7 on the Morning Rush on 11Alive.
Well, this 3-day rain event finally starting to wind down, and we'll see improving conditions overnight. By tomorrow morning, some morning fog and then afternoon sunshine, warming into the upper 60s, or mid to upper 60s, so unseasonably warm for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and dry a couple days after. Hey, we're going over to 11Alive. Please join us there.
Where's my pen? Have you seen it?
Everybody has learned how to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and retire.
It didn't last long. Crank up your morning rush with Crash Clark. Weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on 11Alive. Traffic brought to you by John Foy & Associates.
I woke up at 2 in the morning to be here. Where were you?
Once you allow it, right, then it sets you up for the entire week where you just have lost it.
Like on a Sunday, it's like, oh, let's just order some Chinese food. And of course, you wind up eating tons of that. And then on Monday, you're like, well, I got leftovers. I can't let it go to waste.
Auntie wants to give you a plate to take home from the barbecue.
Auntie.
Auntie, don't invite me to the barbecue.
I'm going to be looking for you next time. So use the hashtag and let us know you're hanging out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. Only on 11Alive.
The 11Alive app is your go-to source for all things Atlanta.
You hear what happened today? I'll tell you all about it.
Breaking news the moment it happens.
The boil water advisory.
Hyper-local, accurate weather alert.
You may want to grab that sweater, maybe even a coat.
More stories to uncover. More videos to discover.
He did it his way.
Personalized for you.
And that's what makes it so special.
The 11Alive app. Available now in the App Store.
Hey, I got the ways to go. I got moves to make, homie, but I stay in the flow. See, I just do what I say I'm gonna do. No, my movement ain't faded. You could assume what you're doing was great.
Oh, and so I was saying, there is always something filming here in Atlanta. From movies to TV shows, you name it. And so the A scene keeps up with all of it for you. Casting calls, which big celebrities are in town, what's filming, and if it's in your neighborhood. It's like an inside scoop.
Oh, nice. But you know, I really wish you would have told us we were filming this today.
Ooh, did I not text you? All right. I in my drafts. That's my bad.
So you slept in and you missed Morning Rush, huh? Well, here's what you missed.
In my experience, good guys do finish last.
I consider myself a nice guy. I've got the most beautiful woman in the world in my eyes.
You're a nice guy too,
Yeah.
Jesse.
I'm saying in my experience, when growing up, good guys didn't finish.
Somebody broke his heart somewhere along the line.
We're here every weekday morning, so come on, hang out with us. Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m., only on 11Alive.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.